Chapter 361 Evolution. Bring new life. The power of the star god. No one can stop it. 2 more. Star god. The third follow-up is here. A smile appeared on the corner of Chen Mo's mouth. The next moment, he raised his head and saw the stars in the distance suddenly shining violently. Terrifying flames soared into the sky, and the most pointed one flew out, turned into a ball, crossed the atmosphere, and fell into Chen Mo's hands. Chen Mo can't do it yet by rubbing out the stars, but using his huge consciousness to interfere with reality, it's easy to take out a ray of flame from the stars. Is this the power of the star god? Chen Mo looked at the flame in his hand, and with a thought, the flame twisted and turned into a fire dragon. The fire dragon circled twice, because there were too many unreasonable things, and it would eventually conflict with the law and turn into ashes. But with the power of the star soul, Chen Mo's ability to use consciousness to interfere with reality and create things out of thin air is even more terrifying. Congratulations to star god Chen Mo. Your racial legion has dealt unprecedented damage to the Temple of Heaven, and at the same time has severely damaged the life of the universe of extra forces. You have received special attention from the Union. Congratulations to star god Chen Mo. You won the first place in the Battle of the Heavenly God Temple. Your contribution far exceeds that of ordinary star soul lords, and even, it has been unable to pass the usual count. When the battle is completely settled, you will get a major reward. Please feel free to follow the federal notice. You won a 30% wider living space for the star soul world, as well as a large number of planetary resources, and you have gained the attention of the world law. Hint 1. You have followed the world law 3 times, and now you can use the function. The knowledge, blessing of the star soul world, is required. Hint 2. Your powerful offensive has dealt severe damage to the Temple of Heaven, and the remnants of this force are extremely hostile to you. Please proceed carefully. Tip 3. There are strong energy reactions and space fluctuations in the core area of the Temple of Heaven. Please walk carefully. Hint 4. It is detected that some star areas controlled by the Temple of Heaven have been detected, and you have occupied more than 80% of the planets. You can choose to sell them in batches, or choose to operate the entire star area, but you need to buy the planets of the rest of the personnel. The other party cannot object, and the price is determined by the Federation. Accounting. Hint 5. Chen Mo glanced at the densely packed announcements while feeling his own strength. Before I finished watching, the battle reports came one after another. Various harvests. The planet continues to be occupied. The frenzy of infection has completely broken out, sweeping the entire star area. So much good news. Chen Mo himself was overwhelmed. This time, it really won. In fact, not only Chen Mo, but everyone in the entire theater was paralyzed. However, some people just read the notifications and watched Chen Mo's various messages swiping the screen, and they feel numb. Some people lost their minds. After all, after spending so much money and excitedly pulling up a huge army, by the time they arrived at the planet, it had already been occupied by Chen Mo, or it was only the last step. Once like this, twice so, 10 times, still the same. Let alone a human being, even a god would be numb. At this moment, Li Po, who has not yet reached the star god realm, is crying. Holy Terra! Chen Mo glanced at the federal notice for a while, and couldn't be distracted. Because, his strength is still growing rapidly. Invasion planet will. With a thought, by infecting the individuals on the planet, the sky was suddenly covered by dark clouds on the home planet of the Jin race. The billowing dark clouds gathered together formed a big face. Looking down at the earth from the sky. Evolve. Bring new life. Surrender to the power within yourself. Feel carefully. Don't suppress your genes. The giant face gave a low drink. The next moment, the whisper spread, like a benevolent warning from a certain god. For a moment, mushrooms grew all over the countless rank 9 powerhouses staring at the giant face. The rest of the week, needless to say, turned into creeps on the spot. Under the giant whispering face, tentacles and spores spread rapidly in all directions. Chen Mo has greatly strengthened the degree of infection through his strong will and the knowledge of star soul invasion. The will of the entire planet retreated steadily under his powerful invasion. Soon, he took the dominant position, and was able to issue revelation like a god. In a whisper, there was an infection frenzy across the planet. This is Chen Mo using the power of the star god to personally end and control a planet. The method adopted not only has the knowledge of the star soul world, but also infects and invades from the material level. Do both. Call. What a powerful force. After a long time, Chen Mo opened his eyes. This kind of feeling of causing a natural disaster on a planet hundreds of light years away with will is really cool. This power is because it is powerful. Especially when combined with his mushroom race, he is almost invincible. In an instant, the resistance of the Golden Terran mother planet was destroyed from the two levels of consciousness and matter. You know, this is one of the most skilled and powerful races in the Temple of Heaven. Facing Chen Mo, who has just become a star god, there is no power to resist. I'm already a star god, so I should be able to obtain more advanced knowledge of star soul invasion. If it were my consciousness, I could directly infect and control others. At this time, although Chen Mo is strong, but looking at the home planet of the golden human race that took 10 minutes to defeat, he feels that there is still room for improvement. This wave of defeating the Jinren brought a huge amount of consciousness to Chen Mo. He felt a lot stronger again. Every time a planet is devoured, the strength will skyrocket, and it is indeed the most fertile area of the Temple of Heaven. It's really cool. Chen Mo was all smiles. With a thought in his heart, he opened the Properties panel. Lord of the Planet, Chen Mo. Star Soul Level. Gold, Star God. Planet Number. 23,788. Civilization Level. Level 3.2, with a large number of God-level combat power. Civilization Tendencies. Genes, Technology, Swarm Creatures, Infected Parasites, Psionics. Planet Contribution. 381.4 billion. Star God Level Strength. Plus the first place in the Battle of Tianshan Temple, directly from the millionth place, soaring to the first place. There are more than 200 planets waiting to be destroyed. It can only be said that the entire Tianshan Temple theater is now in his hands. Special resources. Top fishery, titanium ore, magic crystal, uranium ore, tiburium ore, manganese ore, planet upgrade knowledge. Existing resources. 105 billion cash, 5,000 tons of magic crystals, 5 tons of tiburium ore, 200 kilograms of manganese ore. Colonial planets. 230 in total. Including Ocean Planet, Top Agricultural Planet, Tiburium Mining Area, Top Mining Planet, Battleship Golden Human Family Home Planet. Chen Mo took a deep breath. Star Soul World, I believe it was also harvested by his information. Enslaved races. Mermaids, Snake People, Sun Clan, part elf, part fairy. Planet ranking. Number 1 in the Battle of the Temple of Heaven real-time. With my current strength, I will integrate all the resources in the control area of the Temple of Heaven, and then force them to buy enough to expel the rest of the Star Soul experts. At that time, it will be enough for me to hit level 4 civilization. The rest of the area is also under his infection. Now, he is number 1 in strength. Planet information. High-energy planet Garden World, which has received special attention from the Mother World, and has energy connections. 777 important equipment. Fortress Mothership, Permanent Mother Star Channel, Portal, Planetary Defense System, Biological Mastermind, Dark Sky, Conqueror Certificate, Evolution Number under construction. There was a confident look on his face. Other information. No. Who could stop him from wanting it all? Chapter 362 Star God Fried Fish. Unexpected information. One more. At this stage, in the Temple of Heaven War Zone. Apart from Chen Mo, the strongest is only at the level of Li Po. That is, the Star Soul powerhouse. Of course, even if more than a dozen people are promoted to Star God suddenly, they are completely incomparable with Chen Mo. As for newcomers, let alone, many people are still struggling in the stage of how to condense their Star Souls, and there are only a small number of Star Soul Masters who have already condensed their Star Souls. Even Wang Yifeng and others, who have the full support of the consortium and are not bad in their own talents, are only ministers of the Star Soul. At least 2 levels behind Chen Mo. Foreseeable. In the next period of time, Chen Mo will be the strongest combat force. And kind of overwhelming. This situation will continue until the end of the Battle of the Temple of Heaven without the intervention of the Federation. Generally speaking, Federation will not be in a region configured to this situation. Instead, distribute combat power evenly, try to form an advantage over the enemy, but not waste combat power. But the appearance of Chen Mo, like a rapidly expanding monster, has completely broken the game rules designed by the Federation. Or in a perfectly reasonable way. There is a shark in the pond, how to fish. Now, Chen Mo is this giant shark. If the news that Chen Mo is a star god spreads, it will definitely shock everyone. Of course, it is estimated that they will not be hit too much. Because the gap is too big. When there is only a little difference between a person and you will envy and hate. But if it exceeds too much, it is even hard to hold a candle to. Then there are only two feelings left, ignorance or envy. In the same war zone, Chen Mo's name was bombarded every day on the war zone channel. So all that can be left is envy. It is completely impossible for newcomers in the same period to catch up with Chen Mo. Because reaching the star god realm, Chen Mo is about to start developing his power. At the same time, disseminate the knowledge system built by itself. Mabehe will also get a title that matches his own strength and characteristics. And this name will accompany him for the rest of his life. For example, the 99th Queen of Ice, the 3rd Space Master, etc. Star God. Even if it is placed in the entire cold and dark universe, it can be regarded as a strong party. Coupled with more and more gods under my command, as well as a steady stream of creeps that are spreading to countless planets as the foundation. Today, I should be regarded as officially stepping out of Novice Village. Truly set foot on the stage provided by Star Soul World. Even if I participate in the Great Crusade now and fight against void monsters and other races, I will not be afraid. Chen Mo whispered to himself. Compared with other star gods, his current disadvantages are that his territory is not big enough, he doesn't have enough knowledge in his hands, and he doesn't have enough top combat power. As for the legion accumulated by the veteran star gods, as well as the resources, compared with Chen Mo, there is no advantage at all. Just like Tianshan Temple this time, if life is regarded as a resource, Chen Mo is infinite here. My real advantage is that I don't need too many resources, unlimited violence, and infection evolution. 117. Stronger and stronger. However, the rest of the star gods are not my enemies, but partners. The competition between me and them lies in how to get more attention from the laws of the world than them, gain greater influence in the Star Soul world, and win the support of the Federation. Chen Mo thought carefully. These are the pros and cons of internal analysis. To the outside world, on the side of the Temple of Heaven, only the God of Wisdom is left alone. However, he probably won't run away. According to Fimulus, after the God of Wisdom unlocks the core knowledge of Nesser at this time, his confidence will skyrocket. If he doesn't touch him, he will definitely not leave, and the remaining he definitely wants to take away some of the gods and resources. When Nesser's core is obtained, the real enemy is the other 4th-level civilizations, as well as the Dimension Devourer that Fimulus talked about. Hey, but I am alone, and I am definitely far behind level 4 civilization. Chen Mo shook his head and couldn't help but sigh in his heart. But the real situation, he did not dare to say. I can only silently open the property panel again, the time column on the top, 901. No change yet, but Chen Mo knows that once there is a change, there may be dozens, or even hundreds of changes. I just wish it was a little stronger. But as long as the Nesser core is in hand, this is the engine of the dimensional spaceship. It can move in any 3-dimensional universe and has unlimited energy. With this, infection control can be achieved. Then it can be regarded as the most basic guarantee. When I infect and control Nesser's core, I can immediately participate in the Great Crusade, and then grow rapidly. At the same time, relying on this fame, I can develop the great Star Soul Lord and newcomers in the Star Soul world. In Chen Mo's heart, he already has a simple plan for the future. It can even be said to be a goal. That is another level 4 civilization, Patila. The conflict between this civilization and the Star Soul world has a long history, especially in a broken world. The two sides have fought a brutal war for more than 100 years. After Chen Mo participated in the Great Crusade, his first goal was to capture the outpost outside the broken world. Get a firm foothold, then keep killing the Patilas, analyze their genes, and slowly accumulate restraint methods. Of course, if it fails, then Chen Mo will not give up, but continue to send legions to repeatedly consume. As long as he succeeds once, obtaining the corpse of a Patila star is the beginning of victory for him. Of course, before implementing all these plans, Chen Mo still had to finish the finishing work. Destroy the God of Wisdom and capture Nesser's core. Continuous devouring evolution, group is king. Not only Chen Mo, but what the entire Star Soul world should do, and what is most encouraged to do, is to continue to grow Liao Nuo Jiao's strength, expand, and expand. During this period of time, Chen Mo has also collected a lot of information through the internal channels of Star Soul world. Unfortunately, nothing has been analyzed yet. However, and from the dragon god who killed him and his minions, Chen Mo unexpectedly discovered a lot of information about the world of Star Souls. From the perspective of external forces, the information obtained from the Star Soul world has not been modified in any way. To some extent, it is even more precious. After adding Dragon God's intelligence and massive big data analysis, Chenmo came to a horrifying conclusion. The higher-ups of the Star Soul world are indeed secretly acting one after another. Their activity level has increased by 50% compared with the average level of 100 years ago. The current price rise of high-energy crystals is not without reason. The increased enemies are mainly the Temple of Heaven and a few 2 to 3 level civilizations. Chapter 363. Great Harvest. Catastrophe is coming. Lord of War. 2 more. This made Chenmo have no doubts that the higher-ups must have noticed something. Even if there is other information, it is the current situation to believe in other level 4 civilizations. The intensity of the war is intensifying. Before the real disaster came, everyone was desperately looting and storing food for the winter. It's just I don't know the higher-ups. Do you know the true strength of the Dimension Devourer? Or is it just treated as another cosmic invasion? But no matter what, Chenmo believes that a war that sweeps the entire universe and is launched by major 4-level civilizations to integrate resources is about to happen. For most civilizations, this is far more terrifying than the devourer of dimensions far away in the sky. Even the Star Soul world has to bear the pressure. Can a dozen or so level 4 civilizations cooperate in friendly cooperation? Even if you think about it, you know it's impossible. What's more, which civilization that can reach this step is not full of confidence and has many means? Not to mention other civilizations, Chenmo knows very well about the Star Soul world, and it is absolutely impossible for other civilizations to take command. Unless it is crushed with a power far exceeding that of the Star Soul world. And that is what Chenmo doesn't want to see. So, face this war that can be met. No solution. Chenmo shook his head, stopped thinking about this matter, and arranged a large number of computing power of Biological Master 460 to continue analyzing possible intelligence. Chenmo turned his attention to the Federal Proclamation, and a long list of various reminders. This wave of swallowing operations can make him a lot of money. According to the preliminary assessment alone, the number of living planets obtained is as high as 340, and the number is still increasing. The addition of consciousness on these planets directly caused the number of individuals in his legion to skyrocket to a level of 1 trillion. In addition, there are as many as 300 pieces of tiberium ore that have been mined and processed. Almost double Chenmo's reserves. Mana crystals are calculated in terms of tons and thousands of tons. After all, every god is a big moving mine. During their long life cycle, they have worked tirelessly to collect a lot of good things from planet to planet. Especially various precious high-energy minerals. Most of them are consumed by them and their civilization, but they can't keep them alive and accumulate a lot. I have to say that this is the first time for Chenmo to feel that the enemy has too many high-energy minerals. It caused him to be dazzled, and after looking at a few space equipment, he directly gave up his plan to personally participate in the inventory. After all, no matter how much money is piled up like a mountain, it will look numb. In addition to high-energy minerals, by killing the Dragon God, Chenmo also gained a chance to evolve, as well as a lot of unique knowledge about life in the universe. This can be regarded as making up for one of his shortcomings in knowledge. Cosmic life is a powerful but inconspicuous force, because the number is too rare, and there is very little systematic knowledge spread. Not to mention anything else, just a corpse is enough to make people rush to buy it. Knowledge, high-energy minerals, artifacts, corpses, planets, and the large sums of money harvested by selling information about the Temple of Heaven. It can be called a super unprecedented harvest. Moreover, after almost completely defeating the Temple of Heaven and occupying so many planets, Chenmo has already ranked second in the Temple of Heaven battle ranking. Comparing the points of the second place, a full 3 orders of magnitude has been achieved. Yes, directly 3 more zeros. The other party didn't even have a fraction of his own. This ranking, the terrifying results, brought Chenmo great fame. At this moment, Chenmo has just become a star god, but he is already quite famous in the Star Soul world. In the battle zone of Shinran and Tianshan Temple, no one knows. A real big name. You know, the world of Star Soul is too big. How many strong people, how many geniuses, how many adventures are there? If you want to achieve this popularity through a battle, even the congressman couldn't do it at the beginning. But Chenmo did it. He only passed the rookie trial, and he became famous in the rookie area, and then he immediately emerged in the first battle, and after the whole battle, he had already ranked first in the entire battle area before he was completely finished. Dake, the fame of Chen Mo spread quickly through the shocked Star Soul Masters. Even, the outrageous speed of the Battle of the Temple of Heaven has been listed in the World Battle of Star Soul. Yes, this is a battle report that is only issued once a week. It is something worth mentioning in the entire Star Soul world, so it will be reported on it. And Chen Mo's name was mentioned above. It's hard not to be famous. For a time, Chen Mo's name was remembered by most people, from the worker in the Star Soul world to the top counselor. Everyone knows that this year's Rookie King is incredible. The magical race he cultivated, with the Holy Terra as the main planet, crushed the Temple of Heaven all the way, occupied more than 200 living planets in one day, killed and surrendered the gods, nearly 100. Faced with such an exaggerated and frightening record, many people questioned it. But more, they were speechless for a long time. There were also members of parliament who smiled slightly and said the word, interesting. However, after seeing that Chen Mo had been awarded a certificate of conquest, he couldn't help feeling envious and jealous. As for most of the forces and consortia, they were ordered to face Chen Mo and try their best to make friends. With the addition of the previous two brothers, Mao Mao, now there are 12 warlords. The two sisters are also amazingly talented, and they have been promoted to intermediate gods. As for Chen Mo himself, because he was promoted to star god, he can designate more favored ones. He is already the star soul of more than 300 living planets. In theory, it is not a problem to create more than 300 children of destiny. This made Ash among them immediately advance to the level of an intermediate god, and Oran was already brewing a breakthrough, so he directly touched the level of a high-level god. This time, he got 10 warlords at once. Each of them has the strength comparable to that of a god. Chen Mo looked at the harvest and couldn't help nodding with satisfaction. This war is an extremely huge stage. In the Battle of Gods just now, I think the force field has reached a new height again. Amidst the blood and fire, there are also new edge skins that stand out. Chen Mo gave all the attention from his planetary will to the mermaid Queen Ash, the two sisters Irene, and the snake human Queen Oran. As long as they keep winning, they will become stronger and stronger. No matter how much equipment is exploded, it is not as refreshing as this real strength improvement. However, in line with the principle of concentrating our efforts on doing great things, all the discounts that can be given will be given. Of course, there are also people who are ashamed of Chen Mo's actions. After all, everyone focuses on cooperation, a rising star, who would not want to make friends. The stronger you are, the more you can win. Believe in yourself, nothing is impossible. I feel that this guy has offended too many people, and he is too good at harvesting his own people in different ways. Chapter 364 Super Divine Tool. Concept Weapon. The trump card of the God of Wisdom. One more. Temple of Heaven, the core area. On a huge planet. The God of Wisdom sat on the throne itself, his face extremely gloomy. As a god in the name of wisdom, he has not shown such an expression for a long time. This time, the entire Temple of Heaven was in turmoil. The area that can be controlled is even smaller than the area originally created by the Temple of Heaven. However, as the strongest god in the Temple of Heaven, he is not without backup. On the contrary, he has not left until now because, according to the known information, he feels that he can wait and see. At the same time, more news continued to come from all directions. There are 10 more gods, fortunately they did not die. They all looked at the God of Wisdom in panic. Okay. So scary. A god trembled and said, in my perception area, there are infections everywhere, endless parasitic spores, my planet is finished. Most of the gods have also been killed, and a small number have surrendered. The Star Soul world didn't send out any new power, it just relied on this Chen Mo. It's a good thing we didn't go, one thought is the difference between life and death. Even the dragon god is dead. It's terrible, this is a high-level god. The stars are broken, like the end of the world. The rest of the gods also opened their mouths to confirm. Fortunately, they all trust the God of Wisdom, or have a very cautious character. That's how I survived. Of course, even the most cautious gods did not expect such a result. In their minds, there may be battles, there may be traps, but there will be absolutely no group destruction. You know, there are nearly 100 gods. Among them, there are 3 high-level gods. As a dragon god with a sharp knife, needless to say, the life of the universe alone makes him feel extremely oppressive, extremely powerful. The goddess of luck and the god of light are the leaders of factions, and their prestige and strength are among the top 3 in the entire Temple of Heaven. But 2 gods were backstabbed, and the rest were killed indiscriminately. How did Chen Mo do it? How could his strength be so terrifying? Thinking of the last dragon god's wailing that shook the entire star area, and the scene where the Requiem song erased all fluctuations in consciousness, all the gods trembled in their hearts. All evidence of existence has been erased. This is more cruel than destroying corpses and destroying traces. So, how does it affect the world? Chen Mo's move made them terrified. Among them, many people have secretly prepared cards, the backhand of resurrection. But no one can guarantee that if they fall into Chen Mo's hands, they will be able to escape unscathed. Substitute it in, assuming. All the gods realize that if you are an enemy of Chen Mo, you will die. In short, if you don't leave and get caught by Chen Mo, you will be in big trouble. After all, the other party's ability to infect and control other races is too abnormal, even to infect the planet from a distance. It is not impossible to be found out by the other party through the connection with the parent star. You must leave immediately, and cut off the connection with the home planet, and at the same time, non-spiritual individuals are no longer reliable. This is the voice of all gods. Amini, Hyo, Carrie, are you scared? The god of wisdom looked at his confidants. There was a trace of patient anger and sarcasm in the voice. The spirits of several gods were excited, and they felt that they couldn't hold on to their faces. We are all mid-level gods, and we have divine weapons in our bodies. We are not afraid of a mere slave owner. It's just that the opponent is coming aggressively this time. We should avoid the enemy's edge and draw it slowly. I was just thinking about how to avoid being infected by the other party. Of course, I'm afraid that the opponent can kill high-level gods. Some people justified it a little bit, while others directly admitted it. Okay, stop pretending. I'm telling you the truth. Don't talk about you, I'm afraid. The god of wisdom chuckled, leaned back, and sank into the seat relaxedly. His appearance and his words seemed completely different. He is fearless. If I'm not mistaken, Chen Mo's terrifying combat power comes from that strange star-class battleship. This kind of cumbersome monster is also liked by materialistic scum and idiots. I didn't expect it. The slave owner we also play this hand. But this huge ship is just a tool. It may look like it's alive, but I can assure you that that thing is just a tool, a piece of equipment. It's just a super artifact. A super artifact can naturally kill a god. It's no surprise that Dragon God was killed by this weapon. Super artifact. All the other gods were shocked. They naturally knew this word, but they all thought that it was just a theoretical weapon, and no one could make it. Because this is a power that surpasses ordinary artifacts and possesses some kind of authority. In some respects, it is already comparable to the law, or it is a great god. It's just a slave owner. His strength is not the strongest. Why can he control such an artifact? Even high-level gods are extremely difficult to control. For a while, many gods frowned and began to think in their hearts. Seeing this scene, the god of wisdom continued. It is rumored that in some broken worlds, or in the ruins of the level 4 civilization, there is such a terrible weapon. Super artifact, the supreme weapon of level 4 civilization. Only God can create weapons. 0 for flowers, level 4 civilization, supreme god. As soon as these words came out, all the gods were frightened. Such a civilization can launch the most powerful war machine, which can easily devour stars, and even use black holes as weapons. The strongest weapon among them can wipe out and destroy galaxies. There are even rumors that they can directly adjust the laws, modify the speed of light, and even immediately erase all information of a certain person. Comparable to those ancient evil gods in the void. Concept weapon. If you know their knowledge, or information, you will be targeted. For a time, many gods became even more frightened. A super divine tool. It is rumored to use concepts to kill. In a certain way, it is almost invincible. The god of wisdom glanced at the gods, smiled faintly, and continued. Sure enough, patience will pay off. According to his whole cards, the god of wisdom easily thought of a possibility. This made him extremely excited. I guess, his weapon should have no liberation seal, or a part of a powerful creation, or a counterfeit. That is to say, even if it is a super artifact imitation, it is enough to pose a fatal threat to us. Whether it's an evil god or a peak creation of a 4-star civilization, these are the most powerful existences in the universe, but this is an ordinary battlefield, the so-called whetstone in the Star Soul world. The god of wisdom said, a smile formed on the corner of his mouth. Defensive means, how is it possible? Our heavenly god temple has already played all its cards. Even if it is your so-called plan, if there are not enough gods, can you still use it? Oh, is it so? However, if the opponent has corresponding defensive means or equivalent weapons, the opponent's own strength is weak, and the shortcomings of forcibly manipulating powerful weapons will be exposed. Compared to these, Chenmo is very ordinary. It is impossible for him to control a real super artifact. 0. Besides, the opponent has at least 10 gods under him. The rest of the gods refuted. I used special means to observe the entire battle process of this star-class warship. The attack method used above is somewhat similar to the magic energy attack. After all, it is in the same line as the magic energy cannon. The powerful power is indeed beyond the reach of high-level gods. And it should be related to a powerful evil god, the kind that is proficient in infection. Look at the distorted tentacles and the speed of flesh and blood regeneration. Obviously, it is very different from materialist civilization. It is not like idealism, even psionic strength, or power of faith, is very low. The wealth of the gods, I would like to thank Chenmo for his hard work. Chapter 365. The Confident God of Wisdom. Unlimited Energy Network. 2 more. Let's see what this is. After the God of Wisdom finished speaking, the whole earth began to shake. Boom. The ground is cracked. Deep in the center of the earth, there is a Nisar core, rising slowly. The ring-shaped shell is full of various strange patterns, like a metal creation of some ancient civilization. This is the artifact that I researched and crafted day and night after I became a god. No, it should be called a super artifact now. The first Nisar core in the universe. The God of Wisdom said, with a slight movement of his fingers, the entire Nisar core burst out with terrifying energy. The next moment, a beam of light shot up into the sky, and out of sight, a ship that had just jumped appeared. The spaceship covered with tentacles was directly reduced to ashes. I can carry out such attacks indefinitely. A mere star-level battleship, facing my super artifact, can absorb the Nisar core of infinite 960 inches energy from the vacuum. In addition, you 10 gods will assist you. You say, who wins? Who loses? The God of Wisdom spoke calmly. Imagine that a high-level god has obtained unlimited energy areas. Then, theoretically, he has an invincible defense. Head-to-head with that giant octopus monster. No problem. Just blow up that monster, the rest of the slave owners, and the Chenmo behind that. Backhand can be pressed to destroy. After listening to the analysis of the God of Wisdom and the whole cards shown, all the gods were moved for a while. They all thought it made sense. The whole card this time is not ordinary. At the same time, the worries in their hearts also suddenly disappeared, and they left in no hurry. Following the God of Wisdom is the most stable. After all, his initial Nisar core is really too powerful. The terrifying energy fluctuations and endless power are enough to turn the God of Wisdom into a god of infinite power. For a while, everyone couldn't help but become active. The Temple of Heaven is so big, so much wealth of the gods. The slave owners definitely have no time to transfer it. If you call it this time. Hiss. Just thinking about it, many people find it exciting. Even if they get a little bit, it is enough for them to accumulate enough resources and sprint to a stronger level with peace of mind. Around the huge Nisar core, the gods all smiled. After discussing with the God of Wisdom, they all began to prepare. Some people rectify the army, some go to spy on information, some go to negotiate with the Goddess of Luck, and some give assistance to the God of Wisdom. Under the division of labor and cooperation, they soon prepared a battle plan. When that huge battleship arrives, they will lure the enemy into it and take it down in one fell swoop. Not only do they want to destroy the star-class battleship, but they also want to take this opportunity to get rid of the traitors in the Temple of Heaven in one fell swoop. Immediately afterwards, continue to attack and give the slave owners a fatal blow. After that, they will leave here with a lot of resources in their hands, and soon, a powerful civilization of the gods will come to the world. Originally, the God of Wisdom was still struggling, but in the final showdown stage, too many gods shared the benefits. He wanted to integrate the resources of the Taishan Temple, but the God of Light and the Goddess of Luck obstructed him, and they wanted to share a lot of benefits. Now, all these obstacles are gone. After killing Chenmo, Riki can easily get him. The Goddess of Luck and the God of Light must also have a cooperative relationship with Chenmo. Now they are alone, so there is no need to be afraid. Although the Temple of Heaven is destroyed, we, the elite of the Temple of Heaven, will be reborn from the ashes and establish a truly powerful alliance with one center. Just like the world of Star Soul, we want to develop around a planet, or a powerful existence. The god of wisdom spoke lightly. Then, he looked at the other gods who were still present. Good. The god of wisdom is right. It's long overdue. The gods nodded one after another. We are the god of strong wisdom. Relying on Shen-Chi and Nesser's core, let's set up a magic energy network. Where the magic energy spreads, our infinite energy will wash away. We can penetrate into every part of the universe like the world of Star Soul. The confidant of the god of wisdom spoke. Good. The god of wisdom looked at his confidant and nodded appreciatively. This idea is really wonderful. He doesn't mind learning about the world of Star Soul. The only pity is that he doesn't have the technology to build a magic energy network. But the world of Star Soul seems to be quite popular. If such knowledge can be obtained. 0. Involuntarily, he looked forward to it even more. In the follow-up battle, we must catch more Star Soul Masters. After a while, the last few confidant gods were also arranged by the god of wisdom. He has completely activated Neser's core, but he has to make some weapons to release its energy, and he has to take care of some information obtained from Neser's core. Hee. I hope Chen-Mo will come soon. Don't make me wait too long. Otherwise, I will have to take the initiative to attack, and the effect will have to be discounted, and there is no way to surprise the slave owners. It is also impossible to fully utilize the remaining gods. The god of wisdom whispered. Yes, among the remaining gods, there are some who he will get rid of later. For now, just use the last bit of their value. After all, the infection is raging now, only the gods deserve a little trust, and they will not be directly controlled by Chen-Mo. If there are not many gods around to obey orders, the news is blocked instead. A real alliance, a real civilization, doesn't need too many gods. Every additional one is spreading authority. In his opinion, if there was only one god in the world of Star Soul, he would already have dominated the level 4 civilization, so why bother? If there is time for expansion, it is better to find a way to integrate the interior first. How did the Temple of God die? He won't go the same way again. At this moment, after repeatedly using Nesser's core several times, his confidence has rapidly increased. After possessing such a super artifact from the Coda 0.3 civilization, he will achieve eternity. Truly, towards the great god, even the highest. At this moment, after Chen-Mo took a little inventory of the resources, he didn't have time to take a closer look. He adjusted his state immediately. At the same time, he ordered all the newly promoted god-level combat forces, as well as a large number of ghost cannons, to land on the fortress. Prepare to jump. Final finishing touches, let's begin. Completely exterminate the Temple of Heaven. In this battle, Chen-Mo's goal is not only the god of wisdom, but also the goddess of luck. Because after the battle was over, as soon as the space was unsealed, Lady Luck and her people disappeared. She said that she was going to prepare to seize the authority of Nesser's core. But, who knows, Chen-Mo immediately decided to seize the time to avoid long nights and dreams. Chapter 366 Void Demon. Level 4 Civilization Patella. Famous one more. As the wave of infection spreads. In the battle zone of the Temple of Heaven, everyone felt that something was wrong. Li Po had finished crying. At this moment, he seized the time to see if he could recover a little loss. As for the information of the rest of the staff, he pretended not to have seen it. Because there is no doubt that those who are still contacting him at this moment can basically be sure that they are cordially greeting his whole family. Why? Because Li Po wooed them and told them that there was a big deal. Everyone believed it. As a result, the real situation is that everyone's investment and the various weapons prepared by everyone have basically been in vain. In order to wait for the opportunity that Li Po said, many people have even been suffering. No shot. This directly led to a large number of people, and the record was almost at the bottom. Yes, it's not as good as some greedy, brainless newcomers who pick up garbage without brains. Woo LLLLKLL. Are you so miserable? I have been holding back, thinking of a big wave, and spent money to buy Chen-Mo's planet information. This wave didn't make any money, and I lost hundreds of millions. Ah, Li Po is such an idiot. Take your life. I can't beat Chen-Mo, but I'm still afraid of you. Shit, if it wasn't for you, I would lose 30 so badly. For a while, the group organized by Li Po was full of curses. Some people thought they were unlucky and quit the group immediately. However, this news also leaked out, and for a while, the so-called foresight of Li Po became a joke. Even, a stock was formed, called Jikui Tian Pavilion. Everyone sent a sentence to those who looked down upon, I wish you to be as strong as Li Po. Damn it. Brothers, there are indications that Shenmue is invincible. What the hell? It's comparable to the strength of a star god, it's just killing people. Tianjin Temple Battle Zone. Where is there no space, stars, and Shenmue's teeth? Boss Shenmue is already number 1 in the Tianjin Temple Battle Zone, let alone here. You can go to the internet and look around, you have already become famous far and wide. Quote question mark question mark. Why hasn't the federal announcement been issued yet? Is there still a need to fight this? Let the battle in this theater end quickly. Yeah, it's fine for us to play with you here. If you are not careful, you will be charged a wave of IQ tax. You really can't afford it, Mr. Shenmue. Others are big bosses, bragging and it's over. Shenmue is a big boss, that's a real deal. Sharpen the knife to the pig and sheep. Hey, Shenmue is already famous in the entire Star Soul world. I really think that back then, I was able to face him head on. I didn't expect the gap to be so wide. Hee, look at what was said above. Back then, when I was still a sperm, I was also the number 1 champion like Shenmue. Heroes don't mention the courage of the past, Shenmue is awesome. Correct. On the Warzone channel, except for the tragic and satirical remarks of Li Po, Shenmue was mostly discussed because of it. Everyone agrees that Shenmue is the strongest talent in the history of Star Soul world. It is very possible to advance to the Star God at the fastest speed. Star God, that is the upper level of the Star Soul world. That is eligible to participate in parliamentary deliberations, and even see the existence of members. It can be said that whether it is influence or personal signature, they are completely different from Star Soul powerhouses. It is a qualitative change. What really represents a person is an army and a civilization. They are also the real power of the Star Soul world known as slave masters. Looking at it this way, it is reasonable for Mr. Shenmue to be favored by some of his superiors and to be rewarded with a proof of conquest. I always feel that Mr. Shenmue is like the sun of the world. His luck is unbelievable, and his strength grows like a cheater. It's not surprising. For me, this is the speed of opening and hanging. Tianjin Temple. Hundreds of gods were directly crushed by a newcomer. Damn, I feel too outrageous. For Mr. Shenmue, gods may not be regarded as powerful units, they are just big ants. Boss Shenmue, hurry up and participate in the great expedition. Frying fish here will make everyone feel uncomfortable. Conquer the broken world, and the other 4th level civilizations are tough. Think too much. The 4th level civilizations are like our Star Soul world, with star gods, such as ants. Even the top 100 members of parliament, they also have, and even have, super artifacts. At present, the Patila civilization, which is competing with us for the broken world, has powerful weapons. It can ignore the influence of the Star Soul world and resist Requiem. Even the Star God has already killed 2 people there. They even killed a lot of void demons. Damn it, tell me more, sir. Impossible, the Star God is eternal, not to mention the devil, the main body is not in this dimension. How did he get killed? It is actually a powerful concept weapon, killing all traces. If the body is erased, I am afraid that the Star Soul world will not be able to protect you. So strong, it feels like I'm listening to a fairy tale. It's better for me to continue playing in the ordinary battlefield, so as not to be stared to death by some big boss. Me too. Many Star Soul masters have similar thoughts. Not everyone wants to challenge higher difficulty. Generally speaking, after reaching the Star Soul realm, the main focus is stability. To fight against other powerful civilizations, there will naturally be fighting madmen and desperados. The strength of the big financial groups and members of parliament is also the main force. Of course, the more powerful the enemy is defeated, the more rewards the Federation and world laws will give. This means that if you want to rise quickly, fight, plunder, destroy other civilizations, and expand the influence of the Star Soul world law, it is the fastest way. Therefore, there are still a lot of people who participate in this bloody battle every year. The Warzone channel. Everyone chatted about their next plans. Because of Shenmue's record, the Yin family had to choose the next development direction in advance. I really don't want to be in the same area with Shenmue anymore, it's better to block his dealings with me. I'm 162. I did the math just now, I was tricked by Shenmue, and the total amount is at least 300 million. God, with so much money, I will be promoted directly to the Star Soul powerhouse. Even if I don't advance, I will cultivate a talented. The legion you fought is almost enough. Everyone, don't panic, Xing Shendu is an old fritter, not to mention Xing Soul experts, they are all masters. I think Chen Mo's bad reputation will spread, and no one will fall for him anymore. But I think many people are joining Chen Mo's sacred planet upgrade system. If things go on like this, Chen Mo will no longer be an ordinary star god, and his influence will become more and more terrifying. I can only say that Chen Mo is awesome. He can always offer reasons that others cannot refuse. Otherwise, how do you think the goddess Luo Bing, the snake human queen of the Temple of Heaven, and the current goddess of fortune have all fallen? Do you know, Lu Ru, the most famous beauty in our theater, has also joined Chen Mo's sacred plan. She also shared a lot of what she saw and heard at Chen Mo's place on the internet. Crying with envy. Awesome. Many Star Soul Masters sighed. There are also people who are moved in their hearts. If they can't beat them, they join in. Especially after learning that Lu Ru also joined. Many Star Soul Masters said on the surface that they were resolute not to be fooled, but secretly, they sounded it. Many people contacted Lu Ru through relationships and asked about the terms Chen Mo offered. Chapter 367 Advanced Creation Reward, Ring World. Remnants of Space War. 2 more. Master, our legion is ready. Oran spoke. At this time, she was close to the strength of a high-level god, with a confident smile on her face. At this moment, she can't wait to go out to fight. I am extremely looking forward to the god of wisdom seeing her expression. There is also the mother star of the golden race. How much suffering did the snake people suffer at the beginning? Fortunately, the great divine will accommodated him, and Oran felt that bowing his head and admitting defeat was definitely the most correct decision in his life. Let's go. In addition to the god of wisdom, we must also beware of the goddess of luck. Chen Mo ordered. Obey. Oran got the order and turned around excitedly. Today, she is the bell ringer of the Temple of Heaven, sending it on its way. Almost all the combat forces are attacking. Chen Mo is not worried about safety at all. At this moment, he is already a person who has received the attention of the 3 world laws, and his own strength has reached the star god stage. Even if it is a 4th level civilization, he has the protection of the star soul world. True. Turning his gaze, Chen Mo waited for the time for good news, ready to take a closer look at the spoils. The first is the Federation's attention rewards. The Federation's special attention rewards must be extraordinary. This is extremely difficult to obtain, but this is the 3rd time Chen Mo has obtained it. For him, it is difficult, but every battle, there is a chance to get it. Check knowledge. Chen Mo connects to the trading platform. What? This time it was beyond Chen Mo's expectation. It's one of 3 options. And rare, mechanical creations appeared again. The other 2 high-level knowledge are all about the use of the star soul and strengthening the spaceship. Chen Mo is not attracted by this mechanical creation. For Chen Mo, mechanical creation means infection control. The knowledge analyzed in it will not overlap with the mainstream of the star soul world, and it is easy to play a different advantage. For a moment, Chen Mo carefully looked at the information of this mechanical creation. Halo. Origin. One of the trophies obtained in the Great Expedition, the winner is the 9th seat, the Fire Knight. In the ruins of an ancient 3-dimensional universe that is about to disappear, an extremely ancient ring-shaped man-made ring was discovered, and there was an unfinished ring-shaped creation in the ring. The creation is named Halo, and after the research of the scholars of the Big Library, 90% of it has been manufactured, and the remaining part is mainly the intelligent core part and the energy-rigid device that manages the ring. Description. This is a creation that does not belong to this universe. It should come from a universe that is very conducive to the development of materialism. After testing, the deviation value of the cosmological constant is -1, which greatly suppresses the power of idealism, and the speed of light is further reduced by 1/10. I don't know if this is due to the war, or is it caused by the rising chaos in the universe. In short, it is hard to imagine that a powerful civilization can be born in such a universe. This civilization has amazing attainments on the road of materialism, but it is definitely not a wise choice to use a large number of intelligent creatures, and we must remain vigilant against the creation of this civilization. Ability. Kill the halo. To the range of half a light year around, a continuous energy pulse is emitted, and this pulse can directly kill lower-level creatures. Remarks. It may be possible to create a large number of such halos to form a halo array, thereby creating a mass extinction time that affects the entire river system, but it is very troublesome and not efficient enough. Materialism, after all, still has a limit. Okay. A broken universe. Cosmological constants have been modified. There is such a saying. Chen Mo couldn't help being taken aback. This knowledge was more important to Chen Mo than the trophy itself. Is this a war that affects the entire universe? He can already imagine part of the fighting methods of the Dimension Devourer. I wonder if it is their masterpiece. At the same time, Chen Mo also thought that the broken world he entrusted Lilia to explore before could it also be a broken universe. Of course, this requires great luck. But the civilizations that can persist to the end in a broken universe are quite terrifying, and their creations should be quite powerful. At least level 3 peak civilization, maybe even level 4 civilization. As for the discovery of this creation, the 9th seat, Chen Mo glanced at the title. At this time, facing this legendary title again, he felt much calmer. But still dare not say it silently in my heart. Speaking of which, Chen Mo remembered the last time, blessing of the Star Soul world, this extremely powerful intermediate knowledge was also obtained from him. Continue to view information. Emit energy pulses. Chen Mo looked down at ability. He couldn't help being taken aback, and then smiled. What a pleasant surprise. If you are sleepy, come to the pillow. His brand new battleship, Evolution, needs this ability. He has been able to infect with energy. But it doesn't feel efficient enough. But the Halo can emit pulses, rarely all the planets within half a light year. This is simply a weapon tailor-made for him. He really needs this kind of large-scale attack method. As for the point that it can only be effective for the 8th order or lower, Chen Mo directly ignored it. What he wants is not the power of the Halo, but a way to sell the energy and spread it so far. With this Halo effect, it is simply against the sky. You can also form a Halo array. For me, it's not a problem to build more. Chen Mo couldn't help but sigh. And this time, I hope to get the same effect. Next, in the outer space of Holy Terra, the space was torn apart, and a huge artificial planet appeared in the form of a ring. This mechanical Qian Li's creation is much more valuable than general high-level knowledge, especially for me. General high-level knowledge is far inferior to such a materialistic civilization creation. Hiss. Chen Mo asked the federal personnel. This is built up, and the cost is quite terrifying. Chen Mo was very emotional. Can you sell me the ancient device that made this ring? Relying on that, his high-energy mushroom weapon advanced by leaps and bounds and achieved excellent results. I don't know what their methods are. Chen Mo relaxed without the slightest hesitation. It is a pity that he has not yet contacted any member of parliament. Speaking of which, the last time he obtained a similar creation was a rusted laser cannon. 10 times bigger than Holy Terra. #FX. I choose this ancient civilization creation as a reward. It is indeed a mechanical creation at the bottom of the box in the Star Soul world. But even this kind of thing is called inefficient by the counselors. Tisk tisk. Chapter 368 The 9th seat, Fire Knight. Infection Control, Evolved. One more. Although Chen Mo was already mentally prepared. But it was a pity to hear that the federal staff refused without hesitation. The huge building that made the ring belt currently belongs to the 9th member of parliament. It is obviously impossible to ask the other party for something. Even, Chen Mo didn't want to ask at all. It doesn't matter if you don't have it, although it's a bit troublesome, he can still do it. Direct infection control, then continuous manufacturing. Chen Mo has been looking forward to this super weapon for a long time. Pure energy damage, does not destroy the planet, does not destroy consciousness, truly efficient and environmentally friendly. But, what is this congressman collecting this device for? Could it be that there is a special room on it? By the way, he mentioned artificial intelligence in the description before, but this machine does not. That is to say, there is artificial intelligence and valuable knowledge in the building that creates the halo. Tisk tisk. In other words, this is the creation that the other party has acquired not long ago. Currently, Seat 9 is exploring a certain relic in the outer universe. Will he meet the Eater of Dimensions? Chen Mo kept an eye out and prepared for the next period of time to carefully search for information about number 9. Master, this weapon of yours is so big. Oran was also surprised. Seeing the smile on Chen Mo's face, she couldn't help being excited. Because it means, the item, looks to please the owner. Not only big, but also fierce. Chen Mo smiled, and showed Oran the attribute data in hand. 813 looked at the message, and on Oran's exquisite face, his small mouth opened slightly, and then he smiled happily. Congratulations, Master, the Master will soon completely dominate the Temple of Heaven. Not only that, we can use the Temple of Heaven as the foundation and continue to expand outward. If we install this weapon on the evolution, we will have an evolutionary field. The scope of this field is so wide that it is almost comparable to the disturbance of consciousness. If we reduce the transmission power and let the energy spread farther, can we continue to double the range? This weapon looks great. Even Oran, who has always been cautious, couldn't help thinking optimistically. Ha ha, Chen Mo laughed. It's no coincidence that Oran's thoughts are similar to his. The most important value of this weapon itself is not its power, but its ability to spread energy to such a far area. Ding! A mechanical creation. Halo, suitable for infection control is detected. After infection control, there is a 98% probability of obtaining a new evolution opportunity. Is it a parasitic infection? Yes. Chen Mo didn't hesitate at all. The next moment, a leviathan fell on the mechanical belt, and for a while, the creep began to spread, penetrating into this man-made object that was about 10 times larger than the planet. This can be regarded as the pinnacle of mechanical creation. There are even different man-made environments. Spring, summer, autumn and winter, severe cold, severe heat, waters, deserts and other areas have everything you expect. With Chen Mo's thought, a large number of engineers also started to log in. Collecting artificial environment technology in this area may also be helpful for his planet upgrade technology. In short, choosing this reward is really worth it. At the same time, Chen Mo also started to get excited. After suffering for such a long time, not only did he become a star god, but he also obtained such a big killer. With the evolution number, in the future, his expansion path will be much faster than it is now. The route of the large army to attack the planet is about to be pushed out of the stage of history. In the future, his infection will be the evolution number jump, and then it will be over directly. Faster than Requiem extinction order. The ninth seat believes that the development of mechanical creations to this stage is simply a miracle and very inefficient. This point, Chen Mo also can't say well. After all, he is a member of parliament, and his vision is always not too bad. But there is one thing that Chen Mo can be sure of, that is, this mechanical creation is in his hands, that is plus 1000% efficiency. This is the bare minimum. It has nothing to do with inefficiency, backwardness, etc. This is a truly powerful consciousness harvesting machine. When I have enough resources, I can also form a halo array. No, maybe I don't need this, but integrate the infection into consciousness to form a consciousness array. Based on the planet, construct the brains of each planet, spread awareness of the entire star area, and even most of the universe. Wouldn't I be the same as the evil god at that time? And even, I don't need to go through other dimensions to directly infect and control the entire universe. For a moment, Chen Mo was slightly stunned by his crazy idea. In his self-talk, the work of infecting and controlling the halo has almost been completed. A huge wave of infection has covered the entire surface of the halo. It is currently penetrating into every corner. This is more accurate than any scanning method, and the real control. This is the embodiment of the highest, parasitic, ability. With the help of energy growth and infection, even if it is such a huge and complex artificial object, the mushroom can be fully grown in only 10 minutes. In theory, this is already my creation. Afterwards, just use mushrooms to grow an identical one. Chen Mo couldn't help sighing, thinking back then, he had to spend a lot of effort and wait patiently to expand a continent. But now the infection controls a creation suspected of level 4 civilization, at a speed visible to the naked eye. However, the ring belt is under infection control, but the star-class warships that can use the technology on it have not yet been built. The transformation of an entire planet, especially the area full of tellurium or radiation, is quite time-consuming and resource-consuming. However, the big killer has been prepared in advance, which also improves the basis for the subsequent manufacturing of the evolution, which can greatly speed up the speed. Ding! Detected the host infection control. Halo, according to the system deduction, use the star soul to cooperate, consume a lot of resources, you can start evolution, you can choose metal, high energy, gravity, genes. The deduction evolution success rate is 99.9%. Please choose one gene as the main evolution type. At this moment, the entire halo has been activated. This is the first time it has been activated. Creep absorbs the energy of the surrounding stars, injects power into it, and installs a magic heart to replace the unfinished energy engine system. As for intelligent control, Chen Mo, who has a biological brain, does not need artificial intelligence at all. This kind of thing, according to Chen Mo's technology tree and materialist point of view, is just a kind of energy life that exists in special high-energy environments, circuits, optical brains, and other environments similar to evil spirits. Chen Mo can control the machines, but really can't peek into their consciousness. So he doesn't develop any AI creations either. This evolution will consume a lot of tiberium ore, and there are many evolution potions. The value of the evolution potion alone is more than 100 million. At the same time, I need my star soul to provide power. Chen Mo glanced at the halo and spoke calmly. Of course, such a horrible resource consumption. For Chen Mo, it is not worth mentioning. If it were other newcomers, a project worth hundreds of millions would definitely be a big project. But here at Chen Mo, in a word, someone prepares immediately. Chen Mo's search for resources at this time is no longer limited to a single planet or a mining area. His source of resources comes from the sacred system, trading platform, and more than 300 living planets. Evolution. Chen Mo activated Star Soul violently, confirming a suitable reality. This evolution will follow the predetermined route and make him stronger. Chapter 369 Mechanical Living Creature. The Ultimate Energy Gene. 2 more. Following Chen Mo's order, the entire halo trembled, as if it had changed from a machine to a living thing. Flesh and flesh mixed with machinery, moving. After a few minutes, the appearance of the entire ring-shaped creation has changed drastically. From the outside, no metal or man-made traces can be seen. Instead, it looked like a strange ring-shaped monster. In several areas, huge mouths have evolved, which are rapidly devouring various high-energy minerals. These are the resources needed for evolution. The evolution this time is very fast. Because the ability of infection control is completely different from before. Plus Chen Mo has become a star god. Infection control, immediate results. Very nice. Chen Mo looked at the prompt that popped up in the system, and couldn't help but smile. The gene he chose to evolve this time is high energy. It just so happens that the next analysis of Neser's core, as well as the upcoming Patella civilization, are all related to high energy. Their energy intensity levels have all reached at least the peak level. And the limit of Neser's core is infinite energy. Ding! The deduction evolution has been completed. The high energy gene has evolved again, and the high energy gene that has reached the extreme can absorb most of the energy of rays from now on. Can grow high energy cells, greatly enhancing the ability to store and control energy. It's another evolutionary gene that is close to the extreme. If we take another step forward, what will happen? Chen Mo couldn't help but look forward to it. Use this gene first on the evolution number. With a thought, Chen Mo summoned a technological overlord and ordered. It has stronger energy manipulation methods and storage capacity, which is a great benefit for tiberium ore planets that mainly radiate various energies. It can absorb most of the rays, that is to say, directly use tiberium ore rays, so that the construction progress will be much faster. No matter how bad it is equivalent to being partially immune to its damage. This is what surprised Chen Mo the most. Otherwise, as before, the mutation cannon fired 10 times, and was directly crystallized by the tiberium ore radiation. It is true to hurt the enemy first. But now, such a situation will never happen again. The lifespan of a mutated cannon has increased from 10 shots to at least 1,000 shots. In addition to rapid growth, replacing partially crystallized parts organs, it is close to being able to shoot infinitely, and there is no limit to the service life. It can be said that this evolution is very suitable for Chen Mo's needs. Of course, it wasn't luck, or a pleasant surprise. Deductive evolution, that is. All evolutions are very useful to Chen Mo, there is nothing superfluous, and the potential is very strong. Every evolution, there is a next evolutionary path. The only pity is that there is another evolution similar to parasitic, at present. To a higher level, unbelievable direction to develop. Of course, what Chen Mo wants most is the ability of the evil god, directly relying on consciousness, ignoring distance, directly manipulating, and infecting other people to become minions. According to Chen Mo's technology tree, it is infection through consciousness. If this step can be achieved, then there will really be no need for warships and legions in the future, and most of the weapons will also become decorations. Believe that by then, the war will turn to another dimension. It has nothing to do with the giant ship cannon. In this seemingly peaceful universe, somewhere such a war of consciousness may be taking place. Chen Mo suddenly remembered the broken universe mentioned not long ago. Ever since he learned about the Devourer of Dimensions, he found himself thinking about similar things often. Wrong. This matter is not something I can think about yet. Chen Mo's expression became serious. He should think less about the Devourer of Dimensions and inquire less. Otherwise, it would be impossible to be sensed by the other party. Originally, I had an intelligence advantage, so I forcibly lost my way out. Such a strong civilization cannot be mentioned. Chen Mo couldn't help but whisper. As strong as a member of parliament, as long as you measure the name of the other party, you will be perceived immediately. If the Dimension Devourer is really that scary, he should know his existence by now. But reasoning to this point, Chen Mo suddenly understood why there was no information about the Devourer of Dimensions or the outer universe in the market. It is only circulated in a small range in the star gods, or in the higher-end circles. This should be regarded as some kind of taboo knowledge. Just knowing oneself, if the strength is not enough, it will bring trouble to oneself. 0 for flowers. It's still the same sentence, don't inquire about social affairs. But Chen Mo had to take the risk to inquire about the Eater of Dimensions. He can ignore everything else, but this one is probably highly related to him. It would be great if we could gain more right to speak in the Star Soul world, or the Federation had greater authority. In this way, you don't have to take the risk of inquiring. This big victory should be able to increase your reputation. Take this opportunity to develop more personnel, and expand your influence. Chen Mo couldn't help thinking. The great divine will, the results of the calculations have come out. Use this brand new ability R. Evolutionary fruit can have the ability to spread out an energy impact of at least light years. However, this requires a huge amount of resources to build weapons. At the same time, we also lack some necessary advanced knowledge. 0. There are technological overlords who digest knowledge and draw conclusions after experiments. I will find a way to know the knowledge, and the resources will be directly deducted from the loot of the Temple of Heaven. Chen Mo said. In terms of material resources, he should no longer be short of them. In order to reshape the entire Tiberium or planet, he has spent almost 10 billion in this regard. I believe that many star gods, or veteran star soul powerhouses, will be interested in these weapons. Even, the budget can be reduced. And the crying and accusations of many newcomers are indispensable. Thinking of this, Chen Mo looked at the weapons of many gods. Sorry, they are no longer Chen Mo's target clients. As for the newcomers, these artifacts are various, and most of them are not suitable for Chen Mo to use. Now Chen Mo is more curious about how rich Xing Shen is. His fighting style is not suitable for using these kinetic energy weapons. In one set, Chen Mo's estimate is 100 billion. But the reputation of a profiteer has already spread far and wide along with his arrogant record. Thinking of this, Chen Mo auctioned off all these items on the trading platform. But as long as Nisar's core is in hand and the support of the Federation, the problem shouldn't be too big. Believe this time, you can experiment and draw conclusions. But knowledge, this thing is difficult to do. Of course he didn't know, although it was his first time to do business with a Star Soul expert. And this, knowledge is just beginning. Chapter 370 Psionic Spaceship. Mysterious Broken World. One more. Fortunately, the market of Star Soul World is broad enough. Chen Mo opened the trading platform and looked at the various minerals and assets worth hundreds of billions that he listed, feeling a burst of gratitude. Ordinary people really can't eat so many resources. Even if it is a consortium, it is not so easy for you to let it spend hundreds of billions in one go. Chen Mo wondered, would a big consortium like the Gray Steel Consortium consume so much at one time in the same place? Fortunately, on the trading platform, Chen Mo's trading partner is the entire Star Soul world. What's more, if something like an artifact is not sold for tens of billions, it will be a blood loss. However, apart from most of them, there are also a small number of artifacts, which were selected by Chen Mo. Especially the weapons of Dragon God and several other intermediate gods. As for the God of Light, the other party has defected to him, and according to the prior discussion, Chen Mo will not take 683, his artifact. After all, he is serving him. The artifact of the Dragon God is a Dragon Ball. It has the function of viewing the entire star area and greatly increasing its own energy. Chen Mo gave this weapon to Oran, Queen of the Snake People. After discovering this artifact of a high-level god, Oran blushed with excitement. As a god, who wouldn't love such a powerful artifact? What's more, if the dragon family is shrunk down, it will be a beautiful gem. As a woman, who wouldn't like such a shiny creation? For a while, Oran was a little dizzy. I just feel that I am a second child, and I have no regrets. The omnipotent master almost satisfied all her wishes. The only wish she has left now is to satisfy her master. Compared to the excited Oran, Chen Mo is much calmer. Although this harvest is his biggest one, it can be regarded as planning for a long time. He has roughly calculated how much he will gain. Compared with the certain harvest, the occasional windfall surprises him even more. After processing the artifact, Chen Mo looked at the ring in front of him again. There are 5 pieces. This is the ring of an intermediate god. As for the junior gods, Chen Mo had already asked Ash to take people out of the inventory. The middle-level gods of the Temple of Heaven occupy the core and fertile areas all the year round, and the wealth they have collected is not a small amount. What's more, since they are intermediate, they have naturally traveled to many areas, and some have even come into contact with other 4th-level civilizations. So their ring, Chen Mo, is something to look forward to. 5 rings, equivalent to 5 treasure chests. The most exciting thing about opening a treasure chest is the moment when the golden light shines. Give me out, Chen Mo whispered, forcibly infected and controlled 5 rings, and then checked the items inside. 5 consecutive withdrawals. In one of the rings, Chen Mo really got something. Before he had time to take a closer look at the other 4 rings, this one directly caught his eye. Because, what an amazing ship. The spaceship is small, but its shape is extremely peculiar. Its all-metal triangular cone-shaped shell, at first glance, is not a creation of low-level civilization. Psychic spaceship. Origin. The loot of the Temple of Heaven, obtained from the space ring after killing the god of starlight. Status. Energy 45%, overall integrity 90%. Equipment. Xiao Guangtang Hyperlight Engine, Fusion Cannon, Communication Crystal, Black Hole Launcher. Only some weapon parts left. Description. The main weapon part of the spaceship has been dismantled, but it still has strong combat power. The knowledge contained in it is in the hands of a 1 to 2 level civilization, which is tantamount to a miracle. Remark 1. It can be known from the database that this equipment was given to the god of starlight by the Patila civilization. There seems to be some special agreement between them. The time of the last call was detected to be 23 star Sol world time ago. Remark 2. There is a high probability that the Patela civilization has noticed the situation here, and they can remotely control the battleship or locate it. Good stuff. You can launch. Beware of black holes. However, it is a pity that some of the core parts of the weapon have been dismantled and encrypted. Chen Mo couldn't help studying it carefully. As for the Patila civilization, Chen Mo is going to trouble them soon. Being discovered by them in advance, and positioning, this little danger is simply not worth mentioning. Chen Mo feels that it is also time to get in touch with the Patila civilization, learn about their equipment in advance, and next time we meet, he will give the first, fatal blow. So with a thought, he manipulated the creeper without hesitation, and controlled the infection of the entire spaceship. Just looking at the space inside the spaceship, it can be seen that this spaceship is not low in technology. In such a small place, even a spaceship that can only accommodate a dozen crew members, unexpectedly has a powerful combat power that spans space and destroys planets. 0. This is also consistent with what he speculated. At the 4th level of civilization, the size of the spaceship is no longer the decisive factor. Even a spaceship with only a dozen people is enough to destroy the world. Infection control success. Chen Mo has obtained a lot of information about the Patila civilization, and has a clear judgment on their various technical indicators. Entering these data into the biological master brain will be of great help to him in subsequent battles with the opponent. The only pity is that there is no other party's genes in it. Otherwise, Chen Mo would be able to strip off the other party's underpants before making contact. What? The space in this ring is wrong. At this time, Chen Mo suddenly noticed that the space for storing spaceships is a bit big. It's empty, but it has gravity. Although it's very weak, it's not so much a man-made space as it is. Chen Mo's gaze swept to a space barrier in the distance. The barrier trembled, and the outside was dark, but there was still space. Small world ruins. Chen Mo was shocked. Inside this ring, there is actually another world. Broken world. This is the second ring Chen Mo got. The last one was given to Lilia, and the other party has organized manpower to investigate, and Chen Mo has obtained a lot of data. Comparing the data of the two spaces, they are somewhat similar. Could it be that these two seemingly completely different rings actually have the same dilapidated small world inside? Of course, judging from the current situation of 5.4, it is already difficult for Chen Mo to define this as a small world. Because if it was really small, Lilia would have come here from the other end, following the energy fluctuations. 2 rings. It's definitely not a coincidence. Could it be that the two jointly explored? Chen Mo immediately asked the god of plague. It turned out not to be. This makes Chen Mo even more strange. Maybe it has something to do with Patila civilization. There must be treasures inside the small world. Perhaps the Patila civilization has also intervened. We have to hurry up and explore. Oran said in surprise. She feels this will be a big gain. Chen Mo nodded. Things have developed to the present. This space must not be simple. At least such a large area is of great exploration value. Thinking of this, Chen Mo picked up his watch and started to contact Lilia. Chapter 371 Oran makes a move. Blessings of the law of the world. 2 more. The watch beeps, but it didn't connect. With the powerful power of the Star Soul world, it is almost impossible for this to happen. The only possibility is that the opponent also ended up in person, in that broken world. Master, I will go there to have a look in person, and with my current strength, I can go deep and explore it. Oran spoke immediately. Compared with eager to destroy the Temple of Heaven with his own hands, he is more concerned about working for Chen Mo. Chen Mo nodded and said, if Lilia is in danger or something, don't be in a hurry to save her. We take our own safety as our top priority. If you encounter the Palatine civilization, you must pay special attention to it. There is a loss. Chen Mo warned carefully. This is the first time he has arranged for his subordinates to attack alone and cooperate with other forces. Lilia belongs to the great library of the Star Soul world, so it can be said that it is extremely powerful, but he will not deliberately make any losses in order to help the other party. And also, Chen Mo thought for a while, then said with a smile, if Dashuku is interested in our artifacts, 30 or some Star Soul powerhouses from the exploration team need them. You can also sell our knowledge system or artifacts. If they want, if you are interested, you can contact me through Luo Bing, or directly request to visit Holy Terra. Good master, Oran said respectfully. In her heart, she couldn't help but be full of anticipation for this journey. If she does well, not only can she expand the master's power, but she can also be regarded as the master's external expansion project. Thinking of this, she couldn't help feeling a little worried. Dealing with people from the Star Soul world, she couldn't embarrass her master. Nervous, however, Oran will not refuse the challenge. Before, he carried the entire race on his back, but now he is for the master and keeps forging ahead. At the same time, she also hopes that this trip will find an opportunity to completely enter the high-level gods. If she reaches that stage and cooperates with the artifact in her hand, she will be able to handle more things for the master. After opening the portal and letting Oran go to Lilia's planet, Chen Mo picked up the watch again and opened the trading platform. After this period of brewing, now his fame spread far and wide. It can be seen from the massive number of friend applications that the popularity can be said to be explosive. It is not an exaggeration to say that he is the most popular star god. Of course, the name of his star god has not been officially announced yet, and many of them are speculations. But next, the knowledge he wants to sell has already been traded with him by various people, and the strength of his star god will naturally spread. No need to advertise. At this time, the ability of his name is traffic. This only made his items sell extremely fast. The number of people joining the Chen support group also began to skyrocket. For each additional person who uses the knowledge of the sacred system to upgrade the planet, Chen Mo's mushroom race gene can infiltrate one more Star Soul Master's world, and even penetrate into his race. If all this is known, it will definitely cause an uproar. But Chen Mo has done all of this very well. Everything is done according to the contract. He just creates this kind of opportunity to infiltrate at any time, but he doesn't take that step substantially. Because for now, there are no visible benefits. Harmless. Of course, with those who are completely attached to him, they naturally have no scruples. At Luo Bing, many angels were actually mixed with mushroom genes. But if Chen Mo didn't say anything, the other party naturally didn't know. This situation may even continue forever. Think about it, there is a race that is constantly proliferating in the dark, but they do not interfere with reality and do not affect parasitic races. Is it similar to the Charizard in the garage? There's a dragon in the garage, breathing fire, but there's no way to detect its presence. You can say it exists, or you can think it doesn't exist. Part of the race cultivated by Chen Mo is in this state at this moment. And this amazing secret is destined to be hidden for a long time before Chen Mo becomes a counselor. After dealing with the federal rewards and reputation benefits, Chen Mo's heart moved, and he looked at the planet below him. For a moment, a giant face appeared in the sky above the entire Holy Terra, looking down at the earth. At the same time, the eternal passage in the distance continued to expand, and the world of Star Soul at the other end became extremely clear. This is the last reward for Chen Mo, and also the heaviest one. Follow the rules of the world. After obtaining the knowledge of blessing of the Star Soul world, one can use the laws of the world to pay attention to strengthen any physical substance. The essence is that the law of the Star Soul world looks at that item, allowing it to be sublimated, bringing with it the breath of the Star Soul world, and becoming something similar to an artifact. And those who can do this are almost all star gods. And those who get the chance are almost all the elite among the star gods. Can get the envy of countless people. And Chen Mo is already the second time. After using the blessing, the target of the blessing will become extremely powerful, similar to an artificial god, and has a natural, powerful spiritual power. It is very deterrent to void monsters and other fourth-level civilizations. Of course, doing so isn't without its downsides. The more blessings from the Star Soul world, the deeper the bond between 823 and the Star Soul world. For example, the sacred Terra under Chen Mo's feet can almost be called Little Star Soul world now. This also means that once the Star Soul world is destroyed, Chen Mo will definitely be hit hard immediately. Bound items are also immediately incapacitated. Especially in the case of knowing the existence of the Dimension Devourer, if the war goes against the grain and the counselors run away with the Star Soul world, he who has no authority may not be able to board the ship. And the weapons that depend on the Star Soul world will lose their effect in an instant. Star Soul world. It's stronger than what I felt last time. I don't know if it's because I've received more attention and my feelings have become clearer, or it's really the case. If this is the case, then the power of the Star Soul world is still expanding rapidly, which is a good thing. As for me being tied to this warship, it would be a completely different feeling if I gained the authority to even fire the guns or even sail the ship myself. Chen Mo thought. At this moment, he is equivalent to a small soldier on the battleship of the Star Soul world. If he dies, he can decide to shoot a naval gun there. Naturally, he is dissatisfied and worried about the battleship. But what if I sit on the bridge by myself? I'm afraid that the more soldiers the better. Chapter 372 Blessing. Who is the whoring king of the Star Soul world? One more. Choose to bless Terra, Chen Mo said. The next moment, he used the knowledge of the blessing of the Star Soul world to draw the attention of the Star Soul world to the sacred planet Terra. All of a sudden, the rapidly expanding passage opened again, and the breath of the Star Soul world surged in. This kind of blessing has made my main planet and the Star Soul world highly bound. Defense and transit capabilities have been greatly enhanced. The energy of the Star Soul world pouring in from the permanent channel can even spread the infection to every planet of mine through various permanent portal bases. This is very beneficial for subsequent development. Chen Mo secretly thought in his heart. The current blessings given to Terra are only to increase Terra's level, defense, and by the way, increase the breeding and promotion speed of the creatures on it. With Chen Mo's ability, a planet to increase combat power, for him, is a simple answer. He himself has the fortress and the evolution, and has mastered the technology to transform a star-class warship. However, it is precisely because of this that he does not have an urgent need to directly improve his strength with the help of blessings. If the rest of the star gods, they must be thinking of immediately converting them into usable combat power. But Chen Mo is not. He tends to spend more energy in the world of Star Soul for nothing. It turns out that the permanent channel he established has been enlarged by a full 10 times because of the blessing of Star Soul world. If the channel is fully opened, it seems that a small part of Holy Terra has already merged with the Star Soul world. This is an extremely advanced binding. Generally speaking, the star Shendu would not do this. Although the Star Soul world is the mother star, this degree of binding may become a hindrance in the future. But Chen Mo has plans of his own. He just wants to integrate into the world of Star Soul, and continue to frantically gossip about everything in the world of Star Soul. People, influence, planetary energy, and even, if more people can transit through his planet and become the center of all worlds, that's okay too. Under the blessing this time, almost all the portals on the entire planet were affected by the energy of the Star Soul world, and the entire area showed extremely obvious signs of being eroded by the laws of the Star Soul world. This makes it extremely easy for Chen Mo to use the energy of the Star Soul world. If it is said, the Bastion still needs the support of Niser's core. The Holy Terra is completely infinite in energy. After all, his backing is the entire star soul world. Who would despise themselves enough whoring in vain? Chen Mo is looking forward to the day when most of the energy of the star soul world is prostituted by him, or when the Holy Terra becomes very powerful and becomes an inseparable part of the star soul world. At that time, among the members of parliament, he may not have his seat. But he believes that the authority and influence he will have will not be inferior at that time, and he will even become Tian Yuan's author. Great divine will, I've advanced. With the help of the blessings of the star soul world, the powerful energy spreads to the entire planet, and I benefit from it. Just then, an excited snake girl appeared. Chen Mo looked at the beautiful snake prostrating in front of him, and his eyes lit up. Actually advanced to the stage of gods. Good strength. He nodded in satisfaction. This snake girl, he has some impression, is the spear of the snake clan, Audiobook. She is Queen Oran's right-hand man, and she can be regarded as a general. Now that she has advanced to the rank of God, she can naturally play a role once. It also says a lot about her talent and hard work. After all, she is not the only one who benefits from the blessings of the star soul world. There are at least tens of thousands of creatures on the entire planet. Chen Mo thought for a while and said, "You should go to the battlefield too. Ask Ash to arrange tasks for you, or you have a better training method, that's fine too." Although the gods are powerful, they still need to practice more to find their own path. Generally speaking, at the level of gods, they will no longer participate in specific planet management. Instead, it focuses on improving strength. Even in the world of Star Soul, this is also the case. If someone under your command has advanced to the rank of God, then you should focus on training. Spending too much time on management is not worth the candle. So Chen Mo gives a higher degree of freedom to think about. I choose to fight, Audiobook said excitedly. Finally, she is also qualified to prostrate in front of the great divine will, and she can even make a choice. Although I really want to stay in Holy Terra and serve the divine will. But she also craves the attention of the divine will. As she keeps getting stronger, she is no worse than others. After Audiobook left, Chen Mo checked the situation of the whole Terra again. Almost every god has advanced out of nowhere. At this moment, there are about 5,000 ninth order powerhouses on the entire planet. The number of people waiting to advance to the gods will explode. Chen Mo himself was a little dumbfounded. Originally, Audiobook was just an appetizer for dessert. Next, there is a big meal. I believe that it won't be long before he can form an army of pure gods. Of course, to achieve this goal, the resources required will be horrific. Fortunately, he gained a lot of points in this battle of the Temple of Heaven. After defeating the God of Wisdom, you can make a lot of money. Otherwise, in this wave, he felt that he would be bankrupt. It even appeared that the subordinates have been able to advance, but their own resources are not enough to train them. That would be embarrassing. Of course, if the situation here spreads out, it will definitely frighten and kill the officials of the Star Soul. While the rest are cheering for their own planet and finally cultivating a loyal god, Chen Mo, who serves tea and pours water, is almost on the verge of becoming a god. Holy Terra will be worthy of its name at that time, and it is really related to the word, God. Subsequently, Chen Mo landed on the trading platform. He looked at the 400 billion in cash on the account and couldn't help but feel elated. With this money, he plans to use it to buy key locations in the entire Tianshan Temple Theater. According to the previous reward policy given by the Federation, he is in an absolute monopoly position because he occupies more than 80% of the planets in the entire star region. In order to better what? To strengthen the integration of resources. Of course, you can also think that the Federation is tilting resources towards him. A condition is given. According to the valuation of the Federation, any planet in this area can be bought, and the current owner cannot object. In other words, Chen Mo at this moment has a privilege that ordinary people can hardly match. Facing Chen Mo, the remaining Star Soul Masters have only one way to go: take the money and leave. It's actually fair too. Win-win. I choose to buy this. This dot and this piece of planet creation. Chen Mo pulled out the star map and drew it randomly with his hands. Following his actions, the entire theater channel exploded in an instant. Originally, there were still a small number of winners, but at this moment, I couldn't laugh out loud. The co-authors who made money with Chen Mo at the beginning, don't count, all have to be spit out. Worked for Chen Mo. They can only earn some hard money. It's really a trash picker. Chapter 373. Whoever has the money can do it. Protoss. 2 more. This is outrageous. Do so many people think I cheated them? I probably cheated 100,000 or 80,000 people. Looking at the posture, it seems like I cheated tens of millions of people. Chen Mo looked at the War Zone channel and immediately complained. But fortunately there is nothing else in Star Soul world, there are still many people who know how to do it. I looked at the goods on my trading platform, and it was not affected in any way. Still selling great. When these are sold, and with the cash in hand, he can easily invite others out of the temple area. At that time, the entire Star District will be his back garden. An entire star sector provides resources, coupled with his knowledge of planet transformation, that potential. Chen Mo gets excited just thinking about it. And with so many planets, his neural network can cover the entire star region. In this case, the computing power will explode directly. The ability of the biological master brain will be much stronger than it is now. Gather news about Seat 9 and Eater of Dimensions. Easy. The cursing at night is nothing but scolding. There are still a lot of people who want to take refuge in me. No matter how bad my reputation is, it is only limited to legal and reasonable competition. In terms of business and cooperation, my reputation is actually very good. Even the few local tyrants who often blackmail me can't find a point to blackmail me. Coupled with Lu Ru's publicity, I am already quite famous in the circle of many Star Soul Lords. 943. If I go to the new theater, I will be able to get a lot of support instead. I just hope that the Palatine civilization will be tougher, and don't be like the Temple of Heaven, always thinking about running away. The star gods in that area should also be very rich. I don't know if they are interested in my Green Titan 4.0 degrees and knowledge. Chen Mo thought. With the skyrocketing strength, Chen Mo's confidence also skyrocketed. At first, he just thought about searching for newcomers. Now directly aim at the 4th level civilization and the star god. Whoever has the money can do it. This is the positive energy state of mind that should have. So far, Chen Mo is not too worried about the pressure from the internal organization and the outside of the Star Soul world. On the contrary, he was more worried about the enemy's escape and the movement on the Dimension Devourer's side. Many people are discussing whether I will be summoned by MPs. Speaking of it is also. Chen Mo is also a little curious. With his current strength, the one who is optimistic about him should come out and show his face, right? Why has there been no movement? However, the rewards that should be given are not small. This made Chen Mo quite satisfied. After all, no one wants someone to tell them what to do. There is also the God of Wisdom, who shows no sign of running away at all, and even looted some star gods, and even caught someone by him. Chen Mo couldn't help being surprised. This courageous man is not ordinary. It seems that the completely liberated Niser's core has brought him unparalleled confidence. Full of guts, dare to fight against the entire Star Soul world with the power of one person. Chen Mo has every reason to believe that the engine of this dimensional spaceship, the Nesser core, must be quite powerful. This also shows that the goddess of luck, Fimilis, is not lying. Therefore, Chen Mo is determined to obtain this divine creation. Chen Mo is in the theater channel, collecting information. Here, the ring vibrated slightly, and the portal shone brightly. Oran actually came back. High speed. Chen Mo hurriedly asked, "How is it? Lilith and the others shouldn't have encountered any accidents, right?" "Master, the Lilith scholar has not encountered any problems, but is just obsessed with some ancient ruins inside. She asked me to tell you. This is probably not a broken small world, the area is quite huge, but it is full of traces of war." She also said, "So far, it is known that this broken world was originally ruled by a civilization called Coda, and this civilization seems to be very strong. I don't know who discovered this world fragment in the first place. Coda civilization. The Protoss that goddess of luck spoke of was blown into the sky by her." Chen Mo was shocked. At this point, the words about the goddess of luck can basically be believed and completely true. If there is any discovery Daisy in it, it will be very amazing. And this is also the hometown of Lady Luck, right? For a while, the worry about Lady Luck was much smaller. With this, I am not afraid that the other party will not come to the door. The wreckage of the universe after the war, and because it is the control area of the 4th level civilization, it has persisted until now and has not died out. The more Chen Mo thought about it, the more surprised he became. I don't know how long it has been. Could it be that this world and that universe have some areas that are very close together? Otherwise, they will flee here. The so-called broken world is not related to the universe where the lucky girl Kangaroo is originally located. If so, the more you explore these areas, the sooner the Dimension Devourer will arrive. Even, the other party may have already started to act, but at my level, I still can't get in touch. Chen Mo analyzed carefully. Before, he had been thinking that if he rose quickly, he would find a way to fight against the Dimension Devourer instead of running away. Now is the opportunity. If they could inherit the mantle of the so-called Protoss, Coda, maybe the situation would be greatly improved. You know, this civilization is united with 9 other civilizations, but it has resisted the Devourer of Dimensions for more than 1,000 years. In other words, they are not powerless to fight back, and even have a lot of ways to hurt the Dimension Devourer. He was somewhat able to understand Femura's fear. Will this broken world be accidentally discovered by other people? There are ruins and ruins, countless huge ancient creations. They will definitely pay attention to the news of various broken worlds. Chen Mo carefully looked at the news that Oran brought back, as well as a large number of scenes in the broken world. However, there are many survivors like Lady Luck. The last time, when Chen Mo was so shocked, he still knew that knowledge was a kind of bait. The cold horror of the universe also gave him an intuitive feeling for the first time. It is obviously not suitable for Lilia to study this place slowly. This dilapidated world still has traces of war. It is hard to imagine how fierce the battle was at the beginning. It should be that the basic structure of the entire universe has been damaged. This time it's Dimension Eater. Moreover, even if this long-term goal is not mentioned, in the short term, this is also a good way for Chen Mo to expand himself rapidly. Climbing technology really depends on digging graves. It was very shocking. No wonder fighting against this option was hardly an option anymore for her. The 4th level civilization is the most powerful existence in his opinion, and it is almost omnipotent. She just wanted to fix the dimensional spaceship and run away immediately. However, the reality picture told him that this kind of civilization will eventually perish one day, and even almost everything will be destroyed. With a thought, Chen Mo spoke. Chapter 374 The Collapsed Universe, Dimensionality Reduction. Evolution is ready. One more. Owner. Oran respectfully said. Lilia has actually found evidence of the entry of other gods, but she believes that this is only a small probability event, and the discoverer will generally not make a public announcement. They will basically use this as a secret base, or secret exploration stronghold. 17. However, this probability is constantly increasing, because according to her calculations, this universe is overlapping with ours, and the overlap is like an ice cube falling into the water, melting at an accelerated rate and constantly disintegrating. As time goes by, the speed will get faster and faster. Because of the Great War, the speed of light in this broken universe is only about half of our universe. Therefore, life forms that are too energetic cannot be accommodated. The upper limit is close to the high-level gods, and there will be many restrictions. Quote. That is to say, those who can explore normally in it are all middle and low-level gods. That's pretty good. The situation just happens to be in our favor. I hope the rest of the gods don't destroy too many ruins. Chen Mo couldn't help saying. Star gods are generally stronger than gods in terms of combat effectiveness. Chen Mo is not afraid of other civilizations when fighting alone. There are dozens of gods available under his command. Among them, Oran is even closer to the strength of a high-level god, which just meets the upper limit of this broken universe. In the future, no matter how many people come, he will just catch them, which is equivalent to giving him the opportunity to evolve for nothing. Even though it is becoming more and more difficult to obtain evolution opportunities now, as long as a god is defeated and subdued, the benefits given by the other party are more than that of subduing a planet. After defeating the Temple of Heaven this time, Chen Mo's most intuitive feeling is that the gods are really rich. Each of them eats a lot of fat, and their planets have a large population, and many of them still maintain a backward social form, so the level of species is quite rich. For Chen Mo, each of these planets is a very precious gene pool. The only question is, can this space produce something good while it can still be maintained? This is what Chen Mo cares most about. If this is not beneficial, the rest of the gods who stray into it will only make a small profit. The big head still has to see if it can dig out some useful ancient technology. Master, this space is disappearing rapidly, but it is not melting, but disintegrating. According to Lilia, the surfaces inside are all being dismantled into points and lines. In short, even if the gods are deep inside and disintegrated, they can only be turned into energy and thrown into our universe. Quote. It's very dangerous inside. The owner is not allowed to go in. We will explore it with all our strength. Alan saw that Chen Mo seemed to be very interested in it, and watched the pictures repeatedly, so he couldn't help saying immediately. It is the collapse of dimensions, falling from 3 dimensions to 2 dimensions. Chen Mo couldn't help but look solemn. Oran couldn't explain the reason behind it, but when he heard it, he roughly understood the situation of this broken universe. I don't know if the attack method of the Dimension Devourer is similar, or if it is a natural phenomenon. Chen Mo thought carefully. According to Fimulus, the Devourers of Dimensions have already defeated the Kota civilization, and their strength should be further expanded. If they haven't devoured a universe, they will be stronger. At this time, they should be stronger than before. Quote. And Femiris has been fleeing. Her strength has not risen but declined, and it is obviously unreliable to infer the strength of the Devourer of Dimensions based on the enemy in her description. If this is the case, then exploring the universe has another meaning. As for the purpose of the Devourer of Dimensions, that is very puzzling. Fun. Generally speaking, after a civilization is invincible, it will lack the motivation to expand outward. Chen Mo has seen many such cases. What underpins the Devourer of Dimensions wars one universe after another? Anyway, the scene of defeating the universe is right in front of me, so I have no reason to preserve the rest of the civilizations. Gathering their genes and leaving them a place in the civilization database would be very good. The rest, everything all have to serve against the Devourer alone. Integrate resources and climb up inside the Star Soul world, while the opponent keeps defeating other civilizations. Quote. Anyway, I want to have a touch with the Devourer of Dimensions. Chen Mo said in a deep voice. Afterwards, Chen Mo stopped thinking about this matter, and put aside the matter of the Dimension Devourer. Thinking about it more will not do any good except for being positioned. Next, he will go all out to develop his power and strengthen the 5. I want lots and lots of legions. The average combat power has been raised to at least tier 9, even, god level. You know, the Kota tribe is the god level of the whole people, otherwise they would not be called the gods, and they all failed like this. You can know how terrifying those monsters are. 0 for flowers. Therefore, it is the most basic requirement to bring the average grade to level 9. If not, I'm afraid even the moves of crowd tactics will be useless. Of course, the other party spans so many universes, the number is probably not necessarily less than him. Therefore, quantity and quality cannot be relaxed. Master, I also want to work hard. I hope to become a great god in the future and share my worries for my master. Oran spoke, a determined expression on his face. The enemies the master faced were formidable and terrifying, but precisely because of this, she was even more certain that the master was the savior, and even her savior. All this made her very excited. The original choice was incomparably correct. 0. Otherwise, he is still muddled at this moment, like a frog sitting in a well watching the sky. Of course, she is not just talking empty words. The exploration team has already set off at the source and has achieved preliminary results. With this knowledge, she believed she could at least touch the fringes of great divine power. Going forward, you have to rely on your own talent. The most talented queen in the history of the snake people, she believes that she can. And for this, she is very confident. I want to gather the knowledge from these 2 places to cultivate more powerful gods. Now everything is ready, only one engine is missing. The shape of the huge magic eye shoots out terrifying energy all the time. Oran nodded. As for the maximum power, it depends on Nesser's core. Chen Mo smiled and nodded. With the Nesser core, Chen Mo is enough to add a halo to it, and increase the power of radiation infection to at least 1 light year. At this time, the evolution number already has some characteristics of a living body. Obey, my master. All in all, it's worth looking forward to. Olan is indeed amazingly talented, and maintaining this state will help her continue to improve. The entire planet is wrapped in flesh and blood, leaving the front part. Chen Mo set his sights on the evolution. Then you go, responsible for contacting Lilia, and the source, you also pay attention to Haka. 1 is enough to drive this terrifying flesh and blood machine with huge energy consumption. Chen Mo believes that the effect of the other party on him will become greater and greater. Chapter 375 The Federal Propaganda Department needs talents like you. Lady Luck strikes. 2 more. Of course, in addition to looting, internal income is also very important. Chen Mo is also counting on making a fortune internally. By the way, did the Star God ask about the Sacred Planet upgrade system? Chen Mo suddenly remembered this. But before he could ask, Oran had already thought about it in advance. Master, in the adventure team organized by Lilia, several star gods have asked about the sacred system, especially after I showed the ability to transform the environment. Oran thought of this episode and felt a little proud. Not only did she not embarrass the master when she went out this time, but she also showed the master's knowledge well. All in all, very attractive. But the strange thing is that these star gods all feel more cautious. It seems in their eyes, the master seems to be quite difficult. Oran didn't know it when he was 877, but at this time Chen Mo was in the Star Soul world. That was a big picture, a super profiteer who put a long line to catch big fish. Especially after Wang Yifeng and others released the story that they were tricked several times in a row. Throughout the internet, the matter about Chen Mo's fancy money making has become completely popular. Everyone knows that doing business with Chen Mo is fine, but trying to take advantage is very difficult. At least so far, no one seems to have succeeded. This information made Lu Ru, who was browsing related materials, feel terrified. It seems I took advantage of it myself. It's fine if they are interested. I don't expect them to come now. After all, they are star gods. They have a big family and a great career, which is not bad. However, the master of the Star Soul should not be able to bear it. Many of them are from the Star Soul world, Cornerstone. The number of Star Soul masters, the resources provided to the Star Soul world, account for 80% of the total resources. In the future, if you have the opportunity, you should promote it more. Force is secondary, and we should show our ability to transform the planet through radiation energy and tiburium ore. Chen Mo nodded in satisfaction. Through this matter, he can know that among the star gods, he is indeed quite famous, and the rest of the star gods will want to know him. Of course, this wasn't the peak of Chen Mo's fame. The most powerful positive publicity has yet to come. After the Battle of the Temple of Heaven is over, Chen Mo's popularity will be pushed to the highest peak in this stage. After all, the Federation will not issue an announcement until the Battle of the Temple of Heaven is completely over in one day. But this moment is almost here. Chen Mo's 10 billion army has arrived at the core area of the Tianshan Temple Theater. Step by step, the huge war machines in the Tianshan Temple Theater have been completely integrated, and the rest are super elites. There are also 10 gods who are integrated by the God of Wisdom. They are average in strength, but with the help of Nesser's core, they possess terrifying power. Especially the God of Wisdom, with his first attack, he severely damaged an army of Chen Mo. Let his tens of millions of Leviathans be wiped out. Compared with the previous few days, Chen Mo's profit today is very small. It can even be said that there is a slight loss. Because this is fighting against the God of Wisdom, and Chen Mo has already occupied all the areas that can be occupied by the Temple of Heaven. The final decisive battle has officially broken out. The infinite energy made the God of Wisdom unscrupulous, directly resisting Requiem. No harm. This scene spread, and the morale of the entire Temple of Heaven was greatly boosted. The battle continues. Scenes of astonishing scenes also spread to the entire theater of the Temple of Heaven. At this time, only Chen Mo's live broadcast of the combat communication on the theater channel. Because, basically, everyone was forced to buy the planet by Chen Mo. At this moment, it's all bullshit, and if they want to do something, they can only stare blankly. Just watch this Chen Mo performance. Ah, hurry up and end it. The ink stains a woolen thread. That's right, I have to let the Temple of Heavenly God get ready before going up. Isn't there something wrong? HMPH. What else can it be? Let's show off. It will be funny to be counter-killed by then. I'm so irritated. Let me play all kinds of skills, and now I can only watch movies. The Federation is not fair. Why should these things have to be sold to Chen Mo, buy and sell by force, shameless? I just quit. FK. Don't get excited upstairs. No one is forcing you. If you don't want to do it, you can go home quickly. Everyone, don't join Chen Mo's system. This guy is really good at eating alone. Whoever follows him will be unlucky for life. Follow Chen Mo. Go hungry for 9 meals in 3 days. Don't jump to conclusions. Do you really think Chen Mo will win? The other party is the God of Wisdom. The other party won't be so stupid that he doesn't have any whole cards, so he dares to stay. Someone carefully analyzed. 0. This point makes many people agree. Indeed, if Chen Mo is not true, he may not win. We sold the planet to him, didn't we avoid the risk? When the planet is destroyed by the terrible weapon of the God of Wisdom, the loss will not be mine. The Federal Department of Propaganda needs talents like you. If you have a happy funeral, that's right. Don't worry. The super weapon in the hands of the God of Wisdom is definitely not an ordinary artifact. There is no high-level god who can resist Requiem. I guess, this may be a legendary super artifact. That is, the conceptual weapon used by members of parliament. What conceptual weapon? That's what other civilizations say. We call it authority. Hiss. I understand when you say that. Is it so scary? It's definitely not powerful, but I guess it's about the same. It's much stronger than ordinary weapons. At least it's impossible for Chenmo to do whatever he wants with that star-level battleship. This battle is very interesting. Everyone was excited and impatient. I didn't expect such a big reversal at the last moment. This battle won't be boring anymore. At the last moment, it was still hard to shake the Requiem, the high-level god stage, invincible. Even jumped up and beat the chess player. However, the next moment, the straight ball hit the abyss. In a flash, Femilis took away Nesser's 5.1 core authority. After the opponent hibernates for a period of time, he directly strikes like a thunderbolt. He is about to advance to great power. And the strongest god of wisdom among them, although he reacted the fastest, he never expected that he would fail in this situation. As a result, at this moment, an astonishing piece of news spread like an explosion. They can't break free at all. The chess pieces on the table are so strong. The next moment, the gods connected to Neser's core energy network screamed in pain. Lady Luck has appeared. Everyone is watching and waiting for the final result. This scene shocked everyone. Gaining energy is not free, and now Neser's core is fully activated, directly bursting them. Femilis backhanded and severely injured the god of wisdom. One by one, they exploded to death. It is also a situation that neither Tiantian Temple nor Star Soul World expected. Chapter 376 The Protoss descends. This is the complete me, the complete power, the armed forces of God. One more. No, how is this possible? Give it back to me. Ah. The god of wisdom has completely broken his defenses, and he no longer has the chance to win at the beginning. Neser's core is his painstaking research for many years. In the blink of an eye, he was snatched away by a woman, the one he hated the most. This hatred, this unwillingness, even if he is a god, he is completely insane. Therefore, even if he was severely injured, he would attack frantically, trying to regain the authority of Neser's core. It's all in vain. Ants, get out. The goddess of luck, Femilis, sneered. For the first time since her resurrection, she smiled so happily. Feeling this familiar power, she was only left with joy. A mere native, still want to rob Neser's core authority with her. Ridiculous. You know, she is a Protoss. A race that once dominated the entire universe. The god of wisdom is really good at patience and wisdom, repairing Neser's core and liberating its energy. I am not as good at him. But it's a pity, when it comes to using it, I am the real first authority master of Neser's core. Even if she doesn't know anything, as long as she reveals her Coda identity, she can easily obtain 30 permissions. It's back, it's all back. Now all that remains is to find another nether core. Lady Luck whispered to herself and clapped her hand casually. The overflowing terrifying power blows away the god of wisdom, together with the palace and planets behind him. Even with that, the planet fell apart. And the god of wisdom also widened his eyes, and for a moment, he didn't know whether he was severely injured or frightened, and he was actually speechless. Just like that, he watched helplessly as he was blown away, crashing into Leviathans and falling into Chen Mo's legion ministers. Question mark, question mark, question mark. So powerful. It turned out that this was Lady Luck's trump card. It seems that although the other party is telling the truth, they still conceal a lot of information. At this time, the strength of Lady Luck began to expand rapidly. In a blink of an eye, the opponent reached the peak strength of a high-level god through the blessing of Neser's core. The next moment, without hindrance, he stepped into the ranks of the great gods. With such terrifying strength, it can already wipe out stars with one hand. Horrible. In the starry sky, a huge golden armor phantom emerged. Totally me. Perfect power. Come out. Femilis grabbed towards the void, and slowly grabbed out a pair of golden armor. Her divine armament is actually hidden in another dimension, and at this moment, it is being directly manifested by her with endless energy. Master, should we interrupt this process? We also have some research on Neser's core. Oran looked serious. The fusion on the Legion side made her a little uneasy. This woman is so strong, she actually has the terrifying strength of great divine power. Even if it is placed in the entire universe, it is extremely powerful. After adding Nesser's core, the opponent's degree of difficulty is not at the same level as the God of Wisdom. Chen Mo immediately decided to use the proof of conquest. But at this moment, a god suddenly asked to visit Chen Mo. Looking at the person coming, Chen Mo couldn't help but feel happy. Not urgent. Hold on, Chen Mo said. In the core area of the Temple of Heaven, at this time, the goddess of fortune, who is constantly growing stronger, blows terrifying energy wantonly around. This energy storm swept past, and even the stars kept shaking, their brightness flickering on and off, and it seemed that the next moment, they would blow out like candles. The terrifying energy of idealism cannot be guessed by conventional physical rules. This kind of power is already comparable to some very powerful star gods. Ordinary star soul powerhouses will be crushed into powder with their backhands. Lady Luck already has the strength to instantly kill high-level gods. Chen Mo is not the only one making such judgments. All star soul masters can do it. In that case, can Lady Luck bow to Chen Mo? As rumored, absolutely impossible. For a moment, the entire theater channel went from dumbstruck to fast-forwarding to gloating. No one has ever seen this scene. It was so unexpected. In the end, neither the most favored god of wisdom nor the second most favored Chen Mo is the one who eats chicken, but the goddess of luck who has been wandering on the fringes and seems to be involved in every event, but is always close at hand. At this moment, when I think back to the past, everyone has only one capitalized suit. High. It's really high. It's amazing. This is not the goddess of luck, this is simply the goddess of wisdom. Indeed, this kind of operation, this kind of design, I am afraid that the layout has been extended for thousands of years. Isn't anyone paying attention to the real point? How on earth does Lady Luck control Nesser's core? That's right, isn't Nesser's core the creation of the god of wisdom? How could it be manipulated by the goddess of fortune? Does she have the same ability as Chen Mo? Ha ha ha, didn't Chen Mo suffer a great loss and just be someone else's wedding dress? Indeed, no matter what, the next battle of the Temple of Heaven will not be able to continue. In the end, it is estimated that the Federation will come forward to drive away Lady Luck. That's right, Chen Mo is at the last moment, so he won't be guaranteed in the evening. Goddess of Luck is too ruthless. At the last moment, she pretended to force someone completely. The biggest benefit, the 357 Supreme Artifact, was obtained by her. Ah, brothers, go, kill the goddess of luck, and the benefits are endless. Stupid, Chen Mo doesn't even dare to say that. All of a sudden, the entire theater channel was boiling again, and many star soul masters were ready to move. Chen Mo is dead, Li Po is standing. Brothers, quickly organize your armaments, don't think about retreating. This wave of Chen Mo's goddess of luck will come here, and Chen Mo will be sent flying for several light years. Woof, boss Chen Mo, hold on. There are also many people who support Chen Mo. Anyway, everyone's grades are good, so it doesn't matter. Now some people actually want Shanyu to turn around at the last moment. This is simply unbearable. For a while, the War Zone channel was noisy again. Chen Mo comes out. I want to see Chen Mo. Help me get back Nesser's core, everything about me is yours. At this time, the god of wisdom has lost his eyes and is completely crazy. He really couldn't accept the current situation. Defeated by Chen Mo, he also admitted. The other party was a famous slave owner after all, and he swept away the Temple of Heaven by himself. But Goddess of Luck's behavior, just thinking about it, is about to explode. Chapter 377 High Energy Evolution. In fact, the God of Wisdom. 2 more. What qualifications do you have to negotiate terms with the Great Divine Will? Court death. Seeing that the God of Wisdom was still so arrogant, Ash was furious. Not to mention him, the frontline commander was also angry, and dared to call the name of the Great Divine Will. For a time, the entire legion moved. The God of Wisdom, who was in a state of rage and losing his mind, somehow felt a little threat, and he couldn't help but calm down a little. Then he didn't fight back, and hurriedly begged humbly. Please, great and strong man, even if I die, I can't let the Goddess of Luck take everything from me, she doesn't deserve it. I can cooperate with you in the attack. During the attack later, I have a way to fight for control and deprive her of her power. As long as I have your cooperation, I am sure to defeat the opponent. The God of Wisdom has a hideous face. He has no other ideas, just want to kill Lady Luck. The other party dared to call him an ant. This time, he wanted the other party to pay for his arrogance. Of course, calm down a little. The god of wisdom also repents. The goddess of luck can use Chen Mo, why can't I? Even if he fails, he will drag the goddess of luck to die together. Cooperate with you. Chen Mo couldn't help but stop the attack at the same time. What bargaining chip do you have that you can take out? Chen Mo said lightly. I am the bargaining chip myself. You should be very clear about the abilities of the god of light and the god of the sun. They are originally under my command. They are obedient and respect me. Moreover, their artifacts are all made by me with the help of Nesser's core, and I have a unique method. Except for me, there should be no one in this universe who understands Nesser's core better. Unless you really want to let the goddess of luck succeed, otherwise, we will benefit from cooperation, and if we do not cooperate, it must be a huge loss for you. Nesser's core is no worse than the powerful weapons in your star soul world. The god of wisdom forcibly calmed down, and then said lightly. At the same time, he was shocked. He had never been in close contact with Chen Mo's legion before, and he couldn't feel it. Now that he lost the infinite energy of Nesser's core, he felt pain all over his body. Those completely inconspicuous little minions actually gave him a feeling that they could be fatal. If it was in the past, he would only be terrified, and then stay away immediately. But now, he can't wait to cooperate with Chen Mo quickly. The stronger Chen Mo is, the better. Oh, you also make powerful artifacts. It should be good at energy weapons, including the use of medical cores. In fact, Chen Mo discovered this when he analyzed the weapons of the gods before. Many weapons have Nesser's core technology in them. It turned out to be like this. Needless to say, knowledge is power. The god of wisdom took out this chip, and Chen Mo became interested all of a sudden. If he can obtain the technology of the god of wisdom, then his evolution number will be even stronger. After all, when it comes to how to maximize the power of Nesser's core, the god of wisdom is definitely better than the half-baked goddess of luck. Not only that, Chen Mo is also very interested in the energy network shown by the god of wisdom before. According to the prompt of deduction and evolution, if he can obtain this knowledge, he can have a new evolutionary opportunity. Maybe it has something to do with high energy. Offer your heart, you will gain a considerable degree of freedom. You can see the gods around me. As for Nesser's core, it will also be mine. You don't need to worry about this. Chen Mo said. The god of wisdom asked him to cooperate. Are you kidding me? I'm just thinking too much. He has his own way. Moreover, what the god of wisdom sees is only the appearance. Why should I trust you? Faced with such doubts, Chen Mo did not answer. Because there is no need. The next moment, Ash made a move. Stepping through the portal, terrifying attacks surged out. Ash now has the strength of a mid-level god, plus she is the favored one of the powerful star soul, so it is very easy to kill the god of wisdom. Even if he doesn't need to take action, the Legion at this time can easily strangle the god of wisdom. These gods far underestimated the threat of Chen Mo's army. As long as they get close, let alone them, Bai is the goddess of luck at this time, and he will also be threatened. How on earth did you do it? Already an intermediate god. You are actually a mermaid from before. The god of wisdom was shocked on the spot, full of resistance. He was shocked and angry at the same time. How so? Chen Mo doesn't work with him at all. And the opponent's strength is much stronger than he imagined. In the previous battle, he remembered this god. It was obviously only a beginner. Just yesterday, overnight, he has already reached the middle-level gods. What exactly is going on? He felt that the world was too crazy. Even the ever-increasing strength of Goddess of Luck just now was not as shocking as this brought him. After all, Lady Luck has an invincible Nesser core, and what does this mermaid family have? The other party is just a slave of the slave masters, right? After joining Glorious Evolution, you will naturally know. The God of Wisdom is now very powerful, yet he still dares to bargain. Without any nonsense, Ash stretched out her hand to volley, and fixed the God of Wisdom in the air. The surrounding creepers swarmed and spread rapidly, wrapping the God of Wisdom in groups. And Chen Mo also had a thought. The power of the Star God came. Today, it is far from difficult for him to infect the gods. Especially after he himself advanced to Star God. Coupled with his will, the power of the creep blanket is 10,000 times more powerful than real or fake. In less than a few seconds, the God of Wisdom went from struggling to sluggish. Immediately afterwards, he muttered to himself. Creep into the brain, followed by spreading and interfering with consciousness. Your mushroom race is infected with the god of controlling wisdom. Devour its flesh and blood, gain the gene of the wisdom race, and your restraint against that race will increase by 100%. Ding. It is detected that the host has obtained the advanced god gene. According to the system deduction, using a large amount of evolution medicine and the power of the star soul can strengthen the high energy gene with a probability of 95%. Master, the task has been completed. Nuo Dahao Ash spoke excitedly. With the help of her master's power, she was able to kill high-level gods, even though she had the right time and place, and the other party had already been severely injured. However, this does not prevent her from being proud. Especially the powerful aura from the master permeated her whole body, and that feeling made her addicted. If it weren't for the escalation of the battle situation, she would rather the masters will stay on her body for a while longer. I didn't expect Nisar's core to be obtained yet, but I used the knowledge of Nisar's core to obtain it ahead of schedule. Good luck. Chen Mo couldn't help but smiled and said. As soon as his voice fell, the watch vibrated. It was Luo Bing. She has recruited a large number of Star Soul Master posts. The original plan was to come and visit now. But at the moment, her suggestion is, postpone it for a few days. Put off. No need. Let them come here now. It's a good time. What? Let them come here. Luo Bing was a little confused. Chapter 378 Admit defeat. No, it's just unnecessary. One more. Isn't it a war now? And it's a disadvantage. Of course, Luo Bing believes that the Holy Terra is absolutely impossible to be in danger, but is this really good? It's not enough momentum to brag and recruit people later. She couldn't help regretting in her heart. She knew that she didn't have to wait for 100 elites. Came here yesterday, nothing happened. That's right, come on, I just have a ready-made example here, an extremely powerful god, even a god with great divine power, will join me. The sacred system is growing. Chen Mo said lightly. Great divine power. Luo Bing's eyes widened. Are you talking about the god of wisdom who was beaten into the air? Although the opponent only used the power of the divine weapon, he entered the great divine power in an instant. But if you say that he is a great god, it is not wrong. But this publicity is more or less headline party. Luo Bing thought to himself. But it is also a great achievement. At the same time, she felt that it was a pity that this time, she did not recruit a veteran Star Soul expert. Even if Lu Ru joined, everyone still waited and watched. First of all, everyone has a fixed training route to follow. At this level, it is basically impossible for 920 to easily change the evolution route of the planet, unless the other party can clearly see major benefits. Of course, a more direct reason is that their level has passed the most suitable stage, and they are no longer fresh students. Even if they join various forces, they are only marginal figures. Those who have the ability have long been a radish and a pit among the major forces. But fortunately, Chen Mo is still very popular among newcomers and Star Soul Masters. Luo Bing herself is not a vegetarian. Now that she joined Chen Mo, she naturally tried her best. These 100 people are her achievements. All carefully selected. I brought it this time because I wanted to sign all the contracts in one go. According to her thinking, the problem is not big. And originally, she was also preparing to carry the power of great victory. After all, Chen Mo is so strong. However, the situation took a turn for the worse just now, but she had already let her words out. Fortunately, here, Chen Mo has two-handed preparations. To make the god of wisdom surrender, this is considered a great skill. What Luo Bing didn't expect was that yes, according to Chen Mo's meaning, there is still a good show on the stage. Even if the battle in the center of Tianshan Temple fails, it is not a big problem. Who can subdue the gods at this stage? Still advanced weight. DACD. You are already a star god. Only then did Luo Bing suddenly realize that something was wrong. The other party is stronger than the last time we met. In other words, the opponent advanced to the star god within a day. This scene shocked Luo Bing completely, and at the same time, the last worry in her heart completely dissipated. Star God. This is a star god. The Star Soul world is the fastest to advance to the star god powerhouse. This is already called a real strong man. Which star god is not surrounded by many friends and various forces? With this strength as a guarantee, the attractiveness of joining the Holy Planet upgrade system has skyrocketed. It has to be said that she is a little envious of the girls. I didn't pay anything, and just joined a force with great potential in a daze. And have the opportunity to become a veteran. Of course, this can't be compared with her. She is straight up the elder. Women who can contact Chen Mo directly. I don't know what will happen next. Luo Bing couldn't help being a little excited, especially when she thought of some well-informed girls who raised some doubts, which made her upset. Believe it will come down. They just opened their mouths and screamed. Chen Mo, how long do you need to prepare? I will let them prepare, or gather on my planet in advance. Luo Bing asked. Well, don't worry, it will be soon, the battle will end soon. The battle is over. Luo Bing was stunned. Are you going to admit defeat? She knew that there was only one battle going on at the moment, and that was the core area of the Temple of Heaven. Lady Luck versus Star Soul World Chen Mo. In fact, the entire war zone is paying attention to this. Luo Bing doesn't know that it's impossible. Looking at the scene, the God of Wisdom has been completely defeated and surrendered by Chen Mo. In this case, if it is said that the battle is over, doesn't it mean that he has surrendered? But if you think about it, at present, the goddess of luck is holding the supreme artifact, and Chen Mo, who has just been promoted, even if it is a star god, he can't do anything to him with 1 or 2 blows. On the contrary, if the other party keeps pestering him, it will cause Chen Mo a considerable loss. So the best way is to end the battle. Let the Lady Luck go away. Alright, I'll let everyone in when the other party leaves. Luo Bing nodded. Chen Mo handles all kinds of things, looking amazing, but in fact, he is rough and fine. This is something that Luo Bing admires. Leave. Chen Mo was taken aback. Knowing that Luo Bing got it wrong, how could he let Lady Luck leave? However, Chen Mo didn't explain much, but asked Luo Bing to call someone over. At the same time, the projection of the battle at the Temple of Heaven was also released. The scene in the sky was completely restored, and for a while, everyone seemed to be on the battlefield. So powerful. Luo Bing looked at the goddess of fortune whose strength was rapidly expanding, and felt shocked in his heart. Although he knows about the world of Star Soul, there are quite a few that are stronger than this. But this is the first time I have seen it with my own eyes. But one thing, she was very surprised, why Chen Mo let the other party pretend so easily. With Chen Mo's strength, take advantage of this moment to attack, not to mention repelling the opponent, interrupting the opponent to obtain the godly weapon to advance, it is easy. At this time, Fimelus's divine armament has fully manifested. The wanton golden light, the gushing energy tide, bang. The star shook violently, and suddenly went out for a moment. Unbelievably powerful. Coming. Lady Luck is in full shape now, she looks like a great god. This is a terrifying existence that can counteract the star god. In fact, without using Chen Mo's projection, all the girls who came in were watching the battlefield through various channels. At this moment, this is the last battle in the Tianshan Temple Theater, and it can be said that no one does not care. The girls are guessing where this battle will go. The most guessed by everyone is that Lady Luck left. Then Chen Mo wins. Although it was not the greatest victory, Lady Luck was only one person, and judging by her appearance, she wanted to grab the artifact. With this, get out of here quickly, and if you dare to fight against the Star Soul world, you will be seeking your own death. Sister Luo Bing, what do you think? A girl asked. Luo Bing couldn't help but smiled, his expression was very complicated. Isn't the situation obvious? Chen Mo didn't take any action. And Lady Luck shows no signs of thinking about running away. Look carefully, here at Chen Mo, we can see as many as 3 middle-level gods, and 2 high-level gods. Plus the god of wisdom who took refuge here. He obviously has a chance to stop Lady Luck. But it didn't. Isn't it obvious? Say this to Luo Bing. For a while, the whole scene fell silent. Altaubit. This is too unbelievable. Chapter 379 Acquire Nisur Core, Chen Mo's scariest talent, 2 more. I have a hunch that Chen Mo's holy heaven is very suitable for me. This will be my home from now on. Chen Mo big brother is so handsome, no matter what, I will join him today. For a while, many Star Soul Masters muttered to themselves. At the same time, everyone is staring at the battlefield. At this time, no one spoke. It was in absolute contrast to the crazy images on the Warzone channel. Many people seem to be looking forward to something. Hope to get a big one. Lady Luck is defeated. In this way, their choices will become super invincible and correct, and they will be the seniors that countless newcomers have to look up to. The more people there are, the harder it is to join. A common problem of big forces. At this moment, in their hearts, Chen Mo has risen to a position far surpassing that of Star God. This time, a contract must be signed, otherwise, you can't leave without saying anything. But I was able to come here, and at this point in time, it seems that Chen Mo also has this meaning. There is a talented star soul lord, with shining beautiful eyes, secretly observing Chen Mo carefully. However, she is also a little worried. With such a brilliant record, Chen Mo's reputation has increased greatly, and this is also the best proof of his strong knowledge system. When the time comes, they are afraid that the other party will temporarily change the agreement and force them to sign a more stringent contract. If that's the case, it will become Chen Mo's vassal completely. This is absolutely intolerable to her. Rather be a chicken head than a phoenix tail. Allowing the other party to build a semi-permanent portal on her main planet is already the biggest concession that can be made. I just hope that the other party really wants to become bigger and stronger, and sprint to the ultimate goal. Time flies, and under the eyes of everyone, Miris, the goddess of luck, has put away Nesser's core. And her whole body, the golden light gradually shrank. As the golden light receded, the golden armor gradually spread, covering the snow-white skin. Noble, holy, holy. Pretty explosive scene. Many people were immediately lost in thought. But then, as the goddess of luck, Femiris, took out the Nesser core again, everyone became nervous again. Because the direction she was facing happened to be on the side of the Star Soul world, Chen Mo's billion-dollar army. Through the projection, many people's hearts skipped a beat. Luo Bing couldn't help but clench the hilt of his sword. She was not afraid, but for some reason, she always felt that the other party had seen the situation here through time and space. This feeling made her extremely uncomfortable. In addition, there are some sensitive Star Soul Masters, even standing on their heads. But the next moment, the goddess of luck let go. Yes, she loosened Nesser's core, and her own strength declined rapidly. The Nesser core flew in the direction of Chen Mo's army. This scene directly stunned everyone. What's the situation? Don't need power, give it to Chen Mo. Call. Seeing this scene, Chen Mo, who was holding on to the proof of conquest, secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Well, bet right, no need for him to bother. But Chen Mo was not too happy. Because it also means more heavy responsibilities. Fimilis. She's not kidding, is she? Chen Mo couldn't help but look weird. He couldn't help but recall that the last time Fimilis smiled and said that he was a good candidate for the savior. Now look, is this really playing with practical actions? The price given by the other party is really not low. A repaired and fully activated Nesser core. And all her own strength cards. And all the subordinates and resources she used as sincerity before. Of course, without these, Chen Mo would not allow her to use Nesser's core to improve her strength. It can be said that just now, both sides were betting. Femiris bets that Chen Mo will trust her and let her use Nesser's core to restore her strength. Chen Mo is betting that what the other party said is true, and he really wants to cooperate with him for a long time, lest he tear his face and use his whole cards. From the current point of view, both sides have made the right bet. With this incident as the basis, the trust between the two parties can be said to have reached a new level. Then, on the matter of the Dimension Devourer, everyone has reached a consensus, people on the same boat. Of course, Femilis can seize the authority of Nesser's core. Therefore, this cooperation is not really over yet. Chen Mo didn't want to be complacent, and at the last moment, like a god of wisdom, he capsized directly in the gutter. In that case, it would simply be the biggest joke in the Star Soul world. At least 1 billion people are following him now. With a thought, he let Leviathan rush up. 0 for flowers. Under the heavy creep blanket, Nesser's core began to be sent to the vicinity of Holy Terra. Start infection control. With a thought, Chen Mo concentrated his willpower on Nesser's core. A large number of green leather engineers who had already prepared also set off one after another. Hiss. Is this the strength of the Rookie King? The enemy who surpassed the high-level gods did not dare to touch him, but gave him all the artifacts. At this time, seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. Among them, the star god's eyes widened. Everyone has heard before that Chen Mo is extremely talented, powerful, and most importantly, a big profiteer. But never expected that the opponent's most powerful ability is to make the goddess surrender immediately. The first time was a mermaid. Last time it was the queen of the snake people race. It's even more exaggerated this time, it's directly the goddess of luck. What's next? Do you want the ancient gods of the entire level 4 civilization? There are star gods speaking in the small circle. This group is full of star gods. Everyone discusses interesting things, but not much. Because Xing Shendu is a master of people, everyone has their own things, and there will not be so many boring nonsense in the public channel with limited time every day. But this time, the group suddenly became popular. More than a dozen star gods appeared one after another, discussing a newcomer named Chen Mo. Compared to being wary of other consortiums or other competitors, I think Chen Mo is the real big shark that stirs up the situation. A star god who is good at prophecy spoke directly. He didn't even speak like a magic stick. Rather, it is straightforward. From this, it can be seen that his emotions are intense. The rest of the geniuses are also progressing very quickly. There are also several newly promoted consortium forces that are also supported by the counselors. Their forces are developing rapidly, but compared with Chen Mo, they are simply snails who are standing still. Chen Mo is too powerful, even I don't have a supreme artifact now. I don't know what price he can sell. It's strange. I don't know what kind of knowledge he made this thing. It doesn't look like a creation of our universe. The star gods talked a lot. Some people are at a loss for Chen Mo's development speed. Some people are very interested in the weapon Chen Mo just acquired. Chapter 380 0 Point Energy. Unlimited Energy. Supreme. One more. It's strange that no member of parliament has publicly supported Chen Mo. Theoretically, what should be done now is to end the battle immediately and then meet Chen Mo. A veteran star god looked puzzled. Of course, he didn't dare to say this, he just muttered to himself. In his opinion, Chen Mo's strength is already quite terrifying. It has the potential to shock the MPs. Of course, there is still a long way to go. But compared to the long life of the star god, Chen Mo's so-called long distance is actually just a snap of his fingers. He is almost certain that as long as Chen Mo does not fall midway and ascend to the position of member of parliament, it will be sooner or later. However, there is also a little troublesome problem, that is, the top 100 councillors are full now, no more than before. All 100 seats were occupied. Therefore, it is not possible to be a member with the strength of a member. It has to be better than those 100. In the short term, even if Chen Mo's strength soars in 277, he probably has no chance. A star god expert analyzed it carefully. For this kind of person who can stir up the situation in the future, he will carefully analyze it. You have to pay attention at this moment in the future. Holy Terra. Looking into the space, one can see a distorted starry sky, with an extremely huge energy reaction, suddenly approaching. Even, many instruments on the planet were disturbed, flickering electric current. Chen Mo, Luo Bing, and those who were invited, all looked at the huge object in the sky. The original Nesser core has arrived. Chen Mo has already controlled it, although he can't fully understand the knowledge in it, and there is still a little time before he can get the opportunity to evolve, but the control right can no longer be deprived. His means of control are fundamentally different from the god of wisdom who relies on finding Nesser's core rules. This is a forced parasitism, infection control. Therefore, once successful, Chen Mo is not afraid of Fimilis playing tricks. Nesser core. Origin. The Battle of the Temple of Heaven, obtained from the hands of the goddess of luck, Femiris, and the winner is Chen Mo, the star god. Status. Supreme artifact. Fully unlocked. The integrity is close to 95%. Description. One of the ultimate creations from another universe. Most of the knowledge contained in it cannot be analyzed, and it can only be determined. Its creation level is as high as level 4 civilization. It is mainly used as the engine of the dimensional spaceship. It has infinite energy and uses. Great. Remark 1. A strange energy can be drawn from the vacuum. This energy seems to be born out of thin air and is endless. At least our engineers have not observed the upper limit. This may also be the necessary energy to cross the universe. We named it 0 Point Can. Remark 2. When using this weapon, it will be marked with a distinctive coda family label. It is predicted that in the future, it will be attacked first by the Dimension Devourer, and at the same time, it will arouse the hostility of some coda family fugitives. Remark 3. Using this core, the coda tribe that appears can be automatically detected, and they can easily steal the core authority of Nesser, so you need to be vigilant. The first super artifact. It is the legendary supreme artifact, representing a certain authority. Chen Mo looked at the information in his hand and couldn't help feeling a little emotional. He didn't expect that he would come into contact with this level of weapons so quickly. Speaking of which, he was the first to reach the limit, and there was only one ability that was close to authority, parasitic. It has reached the level of energy infection parasitism. Of course, if it is not strict, the proof of conquest in his hand can also use part of the authority of the star soul world, but this power does not belong to him. In Chen Mo's view, the so-called supreme artifact, a certain authority, is nothing more than reaching the extreme on a certain path, or gaining insight into a certain extremely advanced technology. According to the materialist point of view, that is to fill up the technology tree, and it is impossible to develop and break through this road any further. And this is also very consistent with the title of Supreme. According to the Federation, such weapons are treasures, and the knowledge contained in them is invaluable. The most important thing is that it involves an extremely powerful civilization. Considering that the Coda civilization still has survivors, especially Femuris is not weak. Chen Mo has every reason to believe that the Coda tribe still has top powerhouses surviving. And if Nesser's core was made by using his knowledge, then Chen Mo's wanton contact with such a creation already has a way to kill him. Very dangerous. If it were in the past, Chen Mo's best choice would be to stop making any observations on Nesser's core immediately, and hand it over to the big library for research. I only take knowledge and rewards. But now, Chen Mo himself is already a star god, and the general curse of knowledge has no effect on him, not to mention that he has produced a large number of Nesser core imitations step by step. Now it is very useful to study the genuine goods. It can even be said that besides the God of wisdom, he is the person who understands Nesser's core best. Now, of course, the God of wisdom has sworn allegiance to him. In other words, he is the person in this universe who knows Nesser's core best. It is better to spend some money to learn from him than to study the big library. Besides, this is too precious, it involves authority, and after knowing the value, Chen Mo doesn't want to hand it over to the big library. 0. As for the hostility of the strong Coda tribe and the devourers of dimensions, Chen Mo didn't consider it at all. This threat is already, obviously a bald man with lice on his head. There is no need to be afraid at all. Hurry up to enrich your own strength, that is the kingly way. When the strength is enough, Chen Mo can't wait to be sensed by the Coda tribe. It's fine if they cooperate as well as Femuris, otherwise, Chen Mo doesn't mind adding a few more god-level infection parasites. Infinite energy, 0-point energy, born out of nothing in a vacuum, is almost unheard of. Doesn't it mean that energy is not conserved? It's much stronger than me devouring matter to obtain energy. Chen Mo sighed. What is white whoring? This is the real WRE. As long as you have such a device, you can have as much energy as you want. Energy is about to become the least valuable thing. It is even conceivable that if this kind of thing is popularized on a large scale, the price of the strongest high-energy minerals in the current star soul world will be cut by at least half. Because this is the energy revolution. And initiating a change will bring about an increase in influence, which is extremely terrifying. Maybe it will directly gain energy or trade authority. Just thinking about it, Chen Mo was startled suddenly. The benefits in this are really too great. But thinking about it carefully, he felt that it was impossible. The Nesser core is not like the kind of thing that can be produced infinitely. If this is the case, Chen Mo can't even imagine that Fei 4.6 Millis has nothing to run. Once Nesser's core is unfolded, it will push the universe horizontally and hang the devourer of dimensions. Wouldn't it be easy? There should be no restrictions. This can only be known after a thorough analysis of Nesser's core. Chen Mo analyzed. Theoretically speaking, Chen Mo's most powerful weapon is the Nesser core. However, it is just a theory. Chen Mo will not change the existing plan. It was still decided to use the Nesser core as the engine of the evolution. Anyway, sooner or later, a dimensional spaceship will be restored. Let's start with the evolution. Otherwise, Femulis would not be able to sleep. She felt that there must be a way out. Now that she has a way out, Chen Mo will cooperate with whatever she wants to do. This is also one of the conditions she agreed to give Chen Mo the Nesser core. So from the perspective of subsequent evolution and upgrade, evolution is the main body, and its value far exceeds Nesser's core. And its value far exceeds Nesser's core. And its value